accident.
Accident. The humans had an accident.
There was a child in the car.
A child.
A child?
A child?
Cats have 9 lives, children only one. Help them live that life. Buckle them into a car seat. No one wants a child to become a memory.
Memory all alone in the moonlight.
Welcome to PodCATS, the pod about cats. This is the finale. We've finally seen Cats. after 6 months of anticipation, from trailer to fucking premiere day, we have finally seen the major motion picture, Tom Hooper's Cats, in theaters this Christmas, coming to a theater near you. I am your host for the last time, TV's Kevin Lanigan, and I have assembled an A team of Cats experts, of reviewers, of fine, funny people.
It's like with the feline Avengers.
That's right. And just like the film, there is no Hawkeye. So, going to go around and introduce my co-hosts for this eve. On my direct left is returning guest Cat Scott.
Cat like cats.
Cats like cats, indeed.
Why I was invited here.
Yes. Next up is Jacen Ziev.
Oh, hi.
Welcome back.
We use they them pronouns.
We do.
The two of us.
We
yes.
do. We
Yes.
are what people refer to as queer.
Oh, tell me more about that.
No.
Okay. Next up is Andrew Fafoutakis, returning guest.
I'm so drunk on milk right now, and I'm thrilled to be here.
Yes, in the true cat spirit, you were lapping milk out of a chest-high bowl.
We'll get there.
I'm loving these aquamarine sequin cat ears.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll get there, too.
Yes, Andy dressed for the part. And new to the show, Leanne Velednitsky.
God bless. God
Welcome, everyone. So, there is so very much to talk about in the anticipation of this movie. I don't have a game plan. I guess we're going to go through somewhat chronologically, but if the mood strikes and you have something that is on your heart to speak about, do not hesitate to put it on the phone.
Kevin, I'm kind of curious since we all saw it at separate times, I take it?
There were 3 of us saw it together. Okay. So I saw it the day the Cats trailer came out. Friend of the show, Jesse Roth, and Matt Rain made a Facebook event. We're seeing Cats. And it was, they put the flag in the ground that day, and they said, we're seeing it opening day.
Are they funny people or just civilians?
Oh, they're very funny people. They were very funny. And this kind of, this show, in conjunction with Matt Rain's 6-month-long bit, where every post he would put on Facebook, he would under that leave a comment that said Cats in theaters December 20th. This went on every day for 6 months. And these two groundswells together led a group of about 25 Brooklyn comedians and friends to all see Cats opening night at the 34th Street AMC 720 show, where we either made it the greatest theater experience of anybody's life, or I'm sure for some people, the worst theatrical going experience they've ever had.
The movie kind of helped out with both of those, actually.
I think the vast majority of the crowd was on our kind of rowdy side. We were not throwing jokes at the screen. No. We were just reacting to this insane film that was happening before us.
It wasn't like new school Rocky Horror viewing where there's like speak-alongs and like throw things.
No, that's coming though.
But
I'm
there
going
could be.
to.
Yeah, there really could be.
I'm going to make that happen.
I'm here for it. Let me know when I can show up. I will be there.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it's going to be like a double feature of Cats and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I think they're made for each other, and I think that we'll all learn the right time to yell McCavity at the screen. And Kat and Jace were at that screening as well.
Yes, because it was my quarter of a century birthday that day.
Mazel.
December 20th.
L'chaim.
So yeah, every time I saw any sort of targeted ad for December 20th, it made my heart flutter because that was the day I was born and I knew something special was on the horizon.
I have never anticipated a film as much as I have anticipated this one, and was alight with excitement for it to finally come in theaters.
It
Now,
felt right that it would be on my birthday too, you know?
Cat-
I'm a cat.
cats.
Yeah.
you are the titular cat.
I might be the prophecy, you know?
The prophecy shall be fulfilled. The prophecy. And now, Andy, tell us a little bit about your first Cats viewing experience.
Somehow I ended up on an email list for advanced movie screenings. So I got an email and they're like, "Do you want to see Cats?" And I was like, "Of course I do." So there's 2 showings on a Tuesday before the movie even opened up, and one at 10 a.m. and one at 1 p.m. And I managed to snag a reservation for the 10 a.m. And it was at the Landmark 57 over by Hudson Yards. Had to get there an hour early. I made sure to start drinking an hour before that. So
9 a.m.
Yeah, basically.
That is beyond day drinking. That is wake and drink.
Made my little screwdriver.
Kind of your own personal SantaCon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Starts at 10 a.m.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So then you get there, and then they had a setup like these cat ears that I'm wearing. They're flip sequins, so it goes from blue to purple.
They were giving those out?
No, I think I stole them because like it was kind of disorganized before it got organized.
So like the movie.
I was just I was just wandering around and they had tables set up. They were actually opening the bar area because that one has a bar, and they were doing meow mosas for the press and all the PR people.
They knew that you would need that.
Yeah. I couldn't snag one. I was so mad. But they also were giving out temporary tattoos, which I brought.
brought them. Oh my gosh.
Describe it for our listeners.
They're they look almost Sailor Moonish.
Definitely. They remind me of the OG like Harry Potter book temporary tattoos.
Oh, okay.
It's like the same font and sparkles and all of that
Do
stuff.
you remember those? I don't remember who released them. It was like this huge fad, and I want to say
flash
like 5
tattoos?
years ago. The flash tattoos that look like jewelry. They're like these ones. I'm looking at the sheet right now, and they're like metallic gold and bands. Like there's one literally designed that you could wrap it around. It seems like your wrist or even your neck, like a choker.
I know what we're doing after the
Oh
show
my gosh,
now.
there's one that's a nose and whiskers. I'm deceased.
They're all fair game.
I have died and ascended to the heavy side layer.
Yeah, so there was that, and then they had
Chandelier.
like little cat-themed cupcakes, which I couldn't get a hold of, but because I was rushed out of the VIP area because I didn't realize I had wandered into the VIP area. I was just grabbing shit and swag as much as I could.
Who is the VIP for the 10 a.m. Cats screening?
I think it was just for like critics and like bloggers and probably social
Well,
media.
hopefully next time me. I don't know. I mean, how do I get in there?
Yeah.
Very important person.
Hey.
Sorry.
No, listen, the movie already made a ton of cat puns right
Oh
up
my
the
God.
top.
Yeah, they did it all for us.
And they
Yeah.
okay, in the stage production, there is just about zero dialogue. So every
no
single
dialogue.
there is none. That's
There's zero.
accurate. Correct.
Just about and exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
That's what I'm
we're
here to
doing we're
say.
doing some gay math right now. But when it comes
bless.
down to it, every single pun that they added was new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single one was simultaneously an old pun.
Yes, it is the oldest joke, the joke that your Uncle Mike has made to you 400 times.
And every time
Cat
you're like,
dragged in.
Yes, thank you.
Look with the cat dragged in.
Yeah, it's all crazy cat lady. Like, they're all there.
Well,
Let
But
the cat
before-
out of the bag. I mean,
Yeah.
just like tired.
Well, even the background, they had the mouse. Agatha Christie's The Mouse Trap was playing.
Oh, it is. I cannot wait
on the West End.
And I cannot wait for the Blu-ray where you can just go frame by frame and see all the signs.
To be fair, that is actually something that's pretty traditional with the stage production is putting little puns in the set and stuff like that. I actually, the production I did most recently.
Weird flex.
Yeah.
Weird flex, but okay.
They actually had a hidden set piece that nobody in the audience could see. It was just for us. It was under the set, and it was a joke. It was a litter box with Donald Trump's Art of the Deal in it.
That's amazing.
Oh my god!
And that was just for the cast.
That's beautiful. And before we dive in too deep, I do want to hear, Leanne, your theatrical experience seeing Cats.
Oh, it was wonderful. I went at 10 p.m. to the AMC 19, kind of famously my favorite AMC. If you've never been, you're kind of missing out. Okay. It's small from the outside, but what a world inside. You know, one of those kind of theaters. And listen, I took an edible before. I did. And it was amazing. The movie was amazing. I am a stan. I stan Cats 100%. I would love to fight anyone who would like to fight. Just in general, sort of. It's where I'm at. I have seen the stage production twice before in my life, and I think that makes a difference. I think that's something we can break down. I went with a group of 7-ish, and one person, two
Why
people
is it
had
ish. Why is 7-ish?
Because who knows, you know?
Who took a head?
Some
count?
people
a head
aren't full
count?
people.
Okay.
Who took a head
The
count?
cavity
bring a
might have
cat?
disappeared a few of them.
Yeah, I took a couple people. No, it was 6 people. Now that I'm counting in my head, because I said 7 and it's actually 6.
6 people.
That's 7-ish.
7-ish, which is around 7.
Gay math.
But what was I saying? And who cares? In many ways, it was amazing. But 2 people had never heard like anything of Cats before, and I think they actually liked the movie. They were like, "Yeah, it was fine."
Wow.
And then those of us who had seen Cats before were really digging into the details, you know, like really here to chew Cats out.
I wonder.
Actually,
Go ahead.
no. Well, you guys were downstairs. Leanne and I were talking about. We definitely feel like we've been through war all together now that we've seen this movie.
We're
I'm
trauma bonded.
different
We're
than
brothers
I
in
was
arms.
before.
Yeah, like even Josh, our awesome producer, was like, "There's 2 people in the world now: those who've seen Cats and those who've not seen Cats."
I 100% agree with that assertion. I think that no one emerges on the other side quite the same. I remember walking through like Midtown Manhattan after the screening, the worst part of town to ever try and walk through, and I was gliding on air. I was seeing colors that I had never seen before. The lights that I normally ignore were so beautiful and vibrant and clear. It was the greatest theatrical going experience of my entire life, and I am hesitating to even come up with what was second place. It was maybe in like 2011 or 10, whenever Taken came out. I saw it with like 3 friends on my birthday at like 10 p.m. There was no one in the theater. We were going buck wild.
How old were you?
Oh God, let's not talk about it. I was like 16, 17, something like that. And it was at the Warrenton 8 Cinema in Warrenton, Missouri.
Holler.
We were the only 4 people there. And it was incredible. We had the time of a lifetime. It was until I saw Cats with 20 some odd Brooklyn comedians, and that I am in a different world than I was before.
I have a question for Kat.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey.
So I happen to be privy to some of your private life, and I know recently you were on the internet and saw a bit of an article about what may be a re-release of Cats. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. I don't know if everyone knows this already, but they are re-releasing Cats to be enhanced.
They have
enhanced.
essentially released, if any video game players, they've essentially released a patch for Cats, where your digital cinema package of Cats will be updated with updated CGI, essentially.
Yeah.
But to my understanding, it is not a complete rework to any imagination, because that would have been an impossible feat in 48 hours. It was, I imagine, them seeing a bunch of complete errors. The one that is sort of spread around is that at the end of the movie, you do indeed see Judi Dench's human hand with a wedding ring on it, in sort of like she's emerging from a wizard's sleeve of her own cat CGI.
Did you just say wedding ring? Is that a detail that I missed?
Yeah.
And it is only in the final sequence during her dead to camera musical delivery. But there's a wide, you can see screen caps of it or people that took pictures of it in the movie theater because people are monsters. But it is a full on her human hand emerging from a rotoscoped tunnel that is her CGI. She's reaching out of her CGI clothes with her human hand grasped to her chest with a big wedding ring on it.
Which is kind of what I wanted to see in the movie, actually, if we're thinking about it.
You wanted more errors? You
wanted
more...
I wanted more reality.
You wanted the coffee cup,
Starbucks.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Coffee cup. There are legends of you can see full-on human people in the background of some scenes, people that just did not get catted. I think it is
catted.
Catted.
New verb.
One who has been catted.
A new post-cats verb.
A pre-digital fur technology human being. Of course, digital fur technology, the landmark achievement of Cats the film. I think it is also important to know, again, before we break down this movie, and there's so much to talk about, it is important to note that the premiere of Cats was on Monday, the Monday before it came out in theaters 4 days later. And notably, Tom Hooper is on the record that he finished Cats the day before. Yeah. They were editing and doing special effects up until the exact last possible moment when Tom Hooper had to hit export on Adobe Premiere, and then it's just rendering for 24 hours.
He said he was out editing up to 36 hours.
Yeah, after a 36-hour marathon session, he finished Cats at the last possible second.
Hey, it's final season.
Yeah, exactly. Right. He had to turn it in on Blackboard at 11:59:59, or he would fail the class.
Right.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to do that.
No, you don't want to have to repeat Cats.
So,
no.
Did he get a C or an A or a T?
To me, A+.
Nailed it.
That was a great joke.
Thank you so much.
But to me, this movie is a solid A. Awesome. I hesitate to throw around the word good, but it is exceptional. I don't know if it's good, but it's great. Does everyone follow me on that assertion?
I wholeheartly agree, actually.
I cannot wait to host midnight screenings of this and talkbacks and riff tracks. This is we are on the cusp of a new cult film movement, because movies have been bad recently, but bad in boring ways. Bad in ways that are not spectacular
not
or
bad
fun.
The Room bad,
Movies
but bad
movies are
look, we
bad.
made another one.
Yeah.
Bad.
Okay, but I think this is a special genre of movie musicals, right? Musical turned into movie. And there's a whole world of books turned into movies that people used to get mad about, and now we're done with that because we're not reading the books first, right?
Now we're turning movies into movies.
But we are seeing the musicals first, obviously. Everyone in this room has seen Cats.
Yeah.
Live,
which is a controversial musical in the musical theater world itself.
Exactly,
in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I think Into the Woods, right?
Yeah.
We were all in it in high school, sure.
100%.
And then we
As the
saw the
witch,
movie
yeah.
and we were okay, well, it's not the same. It's never the same.
It cannot be the same. And that Into the Woods movie already doesn't exist. It might as well have never come out, in the same way with the Jersey Boys movie from 2 years ago. Les Mis.
Phantom of the Opera was actually a good movie.
Oh,
the only one that I was this is a good movie.
Of that
Emmy
crop,
Rossum.
pretty good.
So
Patrick
hot.
Wilson
Yeah.
in a graveyard with a sword. That's
Not
objectively good.
Not a bad moment.
Well, I like the tweet going around that Universal Pictures put out back in 2016 where they're coming December 20th.
Yes.
Wicked, the musical.
And
Which
the same
would be
company on the
amazing.
same day gave us Cats. And that is beautiful.
Well, Wicked was actually supposed to be a movie first.
Oh,
That's what they
really?
say.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, first.
Before
yes.
a stage production. Wow. And then they were no. Let's put it on stage.
I think I'll try defying gravity.
Which is actually why the sound design, slight tangent, in Wicked is fucking amazing, because
Hell
they
yeah.
took movie sound designers and like tricked out the whole theater.
That was my response to my sibling, actually. They were like, how did you feel about Cats? I need to know. Actually, so many people texted me, how did you feel about Cats? I need to know. And I said, I'm recording a podcast. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for the plug.
But the one response I did send besides that was, who can say if I've been changed for the better? But I've been changed for good.
And that's appropriate.
What a beautiful way to tie it back. You're like, wow.
Well, now we have a new bonkers movie musical to enter the canon.
And we've been waiting for so long. What
Like-
was the last one? Like Repo the Genetic Opera?
Oh,
Like, what was
my
the
goodness.
last?
That only exists in my nightmares. I'm pretty sure it's not a real film, and it's just sort of a plant. It's a glitch in my brain
Or something
that
like-
everyone else is part of.
Something like the Apple is
Oh,
like insane.
God, Reefer Madness. Yeah.
Reefer Madness.
But Reefer Madness is though is like more intentionally. like,
No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
This is like trying to be earnest and like we're cats.
Why wasn't Alan Cumming in this iteration of Cats?
That
Thank you.
actually
Wow.
feels crazy
Yeah.
that he isn't.
Yeah.
It feels like legally he
Who would
should
he
have
be?
to be.
Who would he have
All
been?
of them.
I would.
Fair.
Yeah, he could have been anyone, and I would have been fine with it. I think we swap out that main male cat, the white, boring, the guy who looked like he
Munkastrap.
did not Munkastrap, who
Yeah.
looked like he did not want to be there.
I
Swap
hated
in an
it.
Alan Cumming.
Yeah.
This movie is in the all-time pantheon.
No, I physically hated him throughout the entire
Yes.
movie. It was just
You
like a
felt it.
ball, not yarn, but hatred. I just there's something about it. I felt
You had a
awful.
hairball. Is
Yeah,
essentially
yeah.
what you had.
I literally forgot about him.
Yeah,
He's completely forgettable. So we will do a performance review every time we encounter a new actor, but we can already say Munkastrap, fail.
Yeah.
Munkastrap does not live up to it.
there's just something about his face that I was like,
Punchable
Is that
face.
it was poorly put on his body?
Yes.
It
just
kind of
slapped.
vibrated against his
Yeah.
skull. I thought he looked like a young Robert Downey Jr. Was that just me?
Yeah.
No, I could definitely see Weird
saw-
Science Robert Downey Jr.
I
Yeah.
only saw it when you pointed it out.
To me, he looked like Adam Brody.
I don't know who that is.
Is that the OC one?
Yeah, the OC, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That's it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my entire knowledge of Adam Brody's
It only
career.
exists in
Perfect.
2006. Adam Brody has only existed in the
Yeah.
year 2006.
After the year 2006,
And then
he ascended to the Heaviside layer and has
he
never
went-
been seen since.
He went into a chandelier that was attached to a hot air balloon.
Oh my goodness. Where was I have so many questions.
No,
that
it's
are
a
entirely
heaven
involved.
vessel. It didn't come from the ceiling. It came through the ceiling.
But the chandelier was there the whole time.
But the balloon.
But the balloon.
For those
Well-
of you that don't know what we're referencing,
We're talking
the
about
end.
Cats. I mean, if you haven't seen Cats, we're about to
Turn
wreck
this
the
off.
entire thing. Turn this the fuck off.
Spoilers.
It is playing in a theater near you. Go right now.
Right.
Spend all
Do
your
it.
money.
Don't
Bring all your
back.
friends.
you won't regret it. I need to see it again.
That's
Yeah,
the thing
I
about a
said the same thing.
podcast. You can press pause.
yeah,
Yeah, you press pause.
Pause.
PAW.
That's not
Meow.
worse than any of the puns that
That's
were in
better
the
than
actual
them.
movie.
They didn't make a pause pun. I'm
Yeah.
a little appalled.
Pause cross.
cross pause.
Cross pause.
So
Okay, that was not a pun though.
it was a
That was
weird.
him prepping to do magic.
It was a
Oh my God, there was
weird
real
cat
magic in the freaking
appropriation of fingers crossed, but
Yeah.
cross pause.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yes.
I just accepted
I-
it as chaos. And
No, I
didn't question
explained
it.
that to
I
Kevin
guess I
did
on when
too.
we were recording
Whoa.
our episode. Kevin was like, "Oh, I don't even know what that means." He's like, and I said, "Well, Kevin, that means he's crossing his fingers."
Yeah, but a paw is not a finger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they
it's
don't
all-
identify.
So they managed to anthropomorphize everything except for
Oh,
fingers.
go in. Go
But
in.
only,
they have them.
But only for some.
sometimes.
Only some.
Some of them have human hands and feet.
Yeah.
Like throughout the entire
And
movie.
like
shoes.
Taylor
And
Swift. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
almost
Taylor Swift's neck.
classist the way
Uh-huh.
some had paws and some had
They
no.
did I have to say they did a lot of things to Taylor Swift, and very few of those things were cat related.
They did.
Okay, are we talking about Taylor Swift? Because,
the
okay.
door's open.
She has never danced so well in her life.
I agree.
That
I'm
is
so proud of her.
I
She's
would-
also she's a fellow Sagittarius with
Yeah,
an
thank God.
amazing
Party.
accent.
I know.
This is a huge movie for her. You guys know how much like her
Has she
entire
done a
social
movie
media is
before?
just her and her cats.
Yeah, 100%.
I love my cat. cats. You know, like, absolutely everything
Yeah.
she posts on Instagram is like, my cats are my babies.
She loves the cats. She
loves
does not
cats.
do movies. Like, she did Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
yeah,
with,
she did that
with
button
Taylor
roll.
Lautner when it was the Taylors, and
crushed
she
it.
was almost in Les Mis. And
So close.
happy
beyond
she
one
wasn't.
episode of New Girl, this is it for Taylor Smith or Taylor Swift.
Smith.
Taylor
Smith.
Taylor
Swifties will
Swift's
come after
film
you.
career. This
Yeah.
is it. Like,
Yeah.
and
She
she
booked.
wanted it so
She booked
bad.
and she did a good job. I'm
She's
not gonna
booked
be.
and
I'm
blessed.
not even gonna like beat
Do
her
you
up.
think
I'm
she did
glad
a good
you
job?
touched it.
She
Yeah.
is in the
Maybe
upper
I'm just-
echelon of the cats for me.
No.
She was
yeah.
one of the most
Absolutely not.
enjoyable.
Yeah,
I was
No,
ready to
Nora
be
was the
so disappointed,
No,
but she
I'm-
was.
No.
She stepped up to the plate.
I'm with Kat on this. I think she was deeply terrible.
She took me out of the film entirely. I was
She
like,
was.
this
I
is
mean,
a
she wasn't
bad-
acting. She was being Taylor Swift.
She didn't do anything.
Exactly.
I think because we
But
just
that's enough.
we just really love McCavity.
I think that actually is a really good point.
I think it's because we're so partial to McCavity that we're like, Taylor, you're not supposed to. Because you have a friend who played that role.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
typically
This is the accent I use when we talk about Taylor Swift
right.
in honor of her
I mean, that's
accent.
better than Taylor Swift's English accent.
Good Lord. So
Thanks.
that song is
Shade.
typically sung by
yes.
Bomb Ballerina and Demeter, who
Okay.
are the two sassy cats that when we first meet Grisabella are like, Grisabella, the glamour cat. And
Oh,
they're
those
looking at
two
her
Mean
like,
Girls
yeah,
cats?
literally,
Oh, yes,
they made them
that's
so
true.
mean. I
I
didn't
love
understand
how
why they did that.
pitchy
And they are
everyone
in that-
was.
Yeah, well, they're dancers.
They are in that
Absolutely
weird.
nobody could sing.
No. But those two are in a
Pitch,
weird,
no.
like, dom-sub relationship
No, but that's
with
like-
Monka Strap.
that's
where
canon.
he's every
Yeah.
hand touch, they're like, no. And then he's, like, using his tail to, like, control
Well, they
them.
somehow-
There's a lot going on with those
they,
three.
like I said earlier, they anthropomorphized almost everything except for fingers. And literally, the concept of touch in the movie was anthropomorphized, which is wild because in the stage production, they are constantly touching each other. You know how like cats will like walk by you and just like rub on you just because they're like, "Hey, I'm here. Pay attention to me." That's what the actors do with each other the whole show. But they removed so much of that except for very small moments. And every time there was a moment of touch or close contact, the entire audience went, like it was uncomfortable.
I will say,
So
I
gay.
was not reacting so much
So
to
gay.
So
the
gay.
nuzzle. I was reacting to that every nuzzle is in a close-up. And after they are done rubbing each other, they always look directly in each other's eyes.
They
It
took
happens
for
14 times,
They took-
and it is hot every time.
Do you have
somehow-
sex any differently, Kevin?
What?
Do you have sex any differently? Like, be real.
No, I nuzzle, I look at my partner's eyes, I come, I fall asleep. That's it.
They somehow managed to turn every time they touched into a miniature meet cute, and I
Yeah.
didn't understand why they were doing it.
I
That's
loved
one
it.
of my notes. Is like these cats want to fuck.
And
But that's
it's
normal.
all cats with every other cat.
But
It
that's
is
normal for cats. It's just
Yeah.
for some reason the movie made it fucking weird.
Yeah.
And it was exceptional. I'm so glad it was weird. If it wasn't weird, we would have lost 30% of the appeal of this movie, which is Tom Hooper working through some sexual issues. Tom
I mean,
Hooper,
that whole milk bar scene.
the
Let's
whole
see.
milk bar scene where
Gross.
cats are on the floor, opening
Just-
their mouths, just getting it poured all over
Literally
their
like
face.
gasoline hoses spewing
White
dairy
liquid
product.
all over cats.
Yeah.
They're Rebel Wilson
Jacen-
like scratching her cat crotch. Judy Dench
That's actually a
listening
cute
to Ian
reference to the
McKellen
same show.
and then present it like
Yeah.
literally lifting her leg in presentation. It's
I mean,
exceptional.
I mean,
my
the
favorite
stage
part.
show is just so much of that. They like kept some things that were like, you know, for the theater fans. Okay,
It was weird how they managed to retain all of the things that are impossible to translate to film, and all
Yes.
the things that they could have translated. They were like, "Fuck it, we don't need it."
We don't
Yeah.
need it. But I mean, so much of movie musicals, right, is now just like which celebrity who doesn't know how to do, you know, musical theater can we make do it? You know?
Crowe.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I mean that's what happened with Les Mis, and they saw the success of that, so they were like, "All right, okay, one more."
Well, they've been doing that since
since Rex Harrison.
Yeah,
like,
But I think
basically.
not as much. I
Yeah.
think not as much.
Yeah.
Like even looking at the movie musical Hairspray, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like Amanda Bynes was the real star that we had, you know.
Oh, God. And I love Hairspray.
And we loved Amanda
Yo,
Bynes.
I'm sorry. That Hairspray movie is one of the greatest film adaptations of a movie of all time.
No.
Yeah,
No, it was
Chicago's definitely better, but I'm just saying. it's
Chicago's
still
the best
good.
one because they
Facts.
used real triple threats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and they managed to get like the essence of the show into a movie.
Yeah.
editing
And you
kind of
changed the
format.
framing of the show
Right.
to fit the film.
It worked. It
Chicago
really worked.
rules. Like
Yeah.
we are all
Hands
in
down.
agreement with
I'm,
Chicago rules.
I am amazed that we somehow are talking about Chicago in this podcast about cats. I don't know.
I think it's a really important part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Because it is movie musicals is the genre, and
Why
that's
are-
what you compare it to. Like I can't compare this movie to Star Wars in any way.
Yeah,
No,
I
Why are
It's
you
better than
surprised
Star
though? Why are you surprised about
I
Chicago?
just didn't think I would hear Chicago in reference to what we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the larger cultural conversation. We're putting this movie in its weird place. This feels like Tom Hooper cashing a lot of blank checks because he comes out King's Speech, big hit, Oscar winner, gets a lot of clout. Then he brings in Les Mis, which I think has a mixed view culturally.
Absolutely.
Big hit. Awards attention. Again, he can carry that on. The Danish Girl, a war crime of a film, is still like the Academy is all over it. People are winning awards. That Tom Hooper is on a fucking streak. He's on a bender. And then he shows up and says, yeah, I guess I can do Cats, and makes this film that at any point in the last few years of production, someone should have stopped. Someone should have stepped up and said, what is this? Why are there dancing cockroaches that are Rockettes with human faces?
Why is Rebel Wilson eating them?
Why is Rebel Wilson eating them after I've seen they've had human faces?
How did she
Why
rip her skin off?
is Idris Elba doing anything that he's doing? Someone should have said no, but because Tom Hooper is Tom Hooper, no one said no.
Well,
and that's beautiful.
You know
Tom
what?
Hooper went full James Cameron after, this mountain roller coaster of success like you were talking
If
about.
you speak
Yeah.
poorly of Avatar, I will disown you.
It's also
I'm
like,
not
Okay,
speaking
great.
on.
But Avatar is another movie that someone should have stepped in and said, "What? Why stop?"
I disagree, but that's a different.
But
I
it ends
disagree.
up.
I disagree as well, but
I
a different
disagree
story.
with
Different
the
story. Different
sequels.
It
podcast.
ends up
We'll get there.
working. It ends up like conceptually, Avatar is a bad idea. Then it becomes the biggest movie of all time, and it works.
In an attempt to get back on topic, can we
Please.
please return to Rebel Wilson ripping her skin off?
Two times.
Can we return
It's her
to
thing.
Rebel Wilson in general in this movie?
Terrible. Fail. Awful
fail.
in this movie. And I like Rebel Wilson
like
in
her.
general.
Yes.
She was great in Jojo Rabbit this year.
Yeah.
She's always fun and like Bridesmaids and what have you. She's fucking awful in this movie.
She's just so
insufferable.
out of place.
I'm just blown away by the fact, structurally, that they went, so, here's the thing, right? Traditionally, Jenny Any Dots has a costume change. So they were like, great, how do they do it on stage? And they go, well, she unzips a large coat to reveal a smaller coat. And they're like, cool. Now, we're going to strict realism. So instead of having her put a shirt on top of her, which would be equally a costume change, right?
No.
decided to-
Ludicrous cats don't wear shirts.
Well, she does, but
but
she
they are
apparently
the
also
size of a plate.
but she wears a shirt underneath her second layer
Her
of skin.
flesh.
She sheds her
And they
skin
managed to turn it
like a
into
snake.
plot device later on. Like the way that they escape from, first of all, the barge in the middle of the Thames. She unzips herself so she can get out of her shackles.
It is ludicrous. She has that card to play the entire time she's on the barge, but she
holds
waits
it
for the
close to her
fucking
chest.
She plays it right. Oh yeah, right close to the chest, on her fucking neck, where she unzips her skin.
Where was the zipper?
Yeah.
yeah.
It was on her collar. That's why she has this real shitty CGI collar
That's
that
why.
is the
Okay, yes.
fakest looking thing in the entire
I hated
movie.
that so much because I
It's
noticed it and I
so-
couldn't stop staring at it.
So-
I was like, what is wrong with
I
this
honestly
collar?
felt bad for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
bit.
like, this is not your cup of tea. And
No.
I mean, they
the
made her.
they
first,
needed
like,
somebody fun.
25% of Cats was fat jokes too,
Yeah.
which I didn't
Yes.
realize. Like it started with her, and then it was also James Corden's role, and it was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, haha, look at these celebrities being fat cats. Let's make
Right.
fun of them being fat cats.
Yet another example of somehow managing to anthropomorphize everything
How
except
many
for the fingers.
times can you say anthropomorphize?
I'm gonna try and fit it in as
this
many as
podcast?
possible. But like seriously, I
It
mean,
was on your word of the day calendar.
well, yeah. How'd you know? No, they because in the stage production, I mean, these are chunky cats, and that's part of their character. But it's this charming, like when you see a fat cat in real life, like this is IRL, you're like, oh my god, you little chunk. Yeah, exactly. And it's not like that. But they somehow managed to integrate human shame into the concept.
Yeah, it
of
felt
fat
really
cats.
mean.
It was mean, and I was like, no, like that's a
doesn't have
lovable
to be.
aspect of it. And
Yeah.
also, I do have to say, it was contradictory for Bustopher Jones. He's like, they made him sing it himself, which normally he doesn't. Normally somebody's singing about Bustopher Jones, but so he's calling himself fat with a grin, and he loves it about himself. He's proud of this fatness. And yet the second that they make a fat joke about him not being able to be lifted up, he goes, I'm sensitive. And I'm like, you just spent 3 minutes singing about how you're not sensitive about it.
I believe we can attribute this all to riffing. It is one of those situations that I think any comedian is called to when working in film, where they will say, improv. Like, and the director doesn't know what the fuck that means, and doesn't know that improv is like contextual and you need something to work off of. This feels so much like the worst Jack Black films, where they just turned on the camera and said go, and didn't give him anything to do. So we have this long back and forth with James Corden and the other cat, where he's just saying whatever's in his head, and it's just tumbling out, and it doesn't mean anything. And Rebel Wilson gets it even worse, because during Rum Tum Tugger, we are cutting back to her doing
so weird
Statler and Waldorf comedy. I can do that. I can think he's been neutered. Like all of this terrible fucking comedy, because Tom Hooper just turned the camera on her and said, I don't know, say something funny.
I love that they added like a 2-second like electronic beat for her to do her shitty like hip hop dance. Like in the middle of Rum Tum Tugger, then they were like, and then they were like back to the song. And I was like, where did this come from? What's going on?
That's why they didn't get it done until Monday.
That's also why it made it feel like we were making fun of Rebel Wilson.
Absolutely, because
we were using her as a comic relief in all these moments. So we can't take her seriously as a singer, as like a performer. It just felt so like we used her.
Actually,
in this
little known
moment.
fact, that's the second song Taylor Swift wrote for Cats.
Yes.
What the hip
Oh, did she write? She wrote that.
Yes.
As opposed
She
to
spent hours on it.
Beautiful Ghost lyrics by Taylor
GarageBand.
Swift.
Yeah, GarageBand. She's just like, this is gonna be a fucking hit. I'm gonna get the Oscar.
I got this one. So shall we? Let's walk through this movie to a certain degree. Let's because from moment one, you're in good, capable hands of this terrible movie. From moment one,
From the cloud?
we open on a shot of the moon amongst the clouds, and then projected onto the clouds is this fucking classic cat poster, and we pan down, and I said, ooh, this is gonna be good.
It was immediate. The entire audience, because Kat and I were there when you saw it as well, sitting in a separate area, of course, because we wanted nothing to do with you. But but this cat face appeared in a cloud, and the entire audience just started laughing. And it was very clear that the intent of it was not a joke.
Right.
No.
It was very clear from that moment on that the movie entirely missed the mark of tone.
I want to circle back to something that you said about Tom Hooper creating this on a bender. Well, Cats itself is argued to be something that conceptually was made on a bender, where it was just like essentially like a pile of cocaine, and then Andrew Lloyd Webber just being like, all right, I love T.S. Eliot. Let's
leg
do
warmers.
this.
Yeah.
And so I feel like coming from there, I think is a great way to like come back to.
There was a leg warmer full of cocaine, and he says, "I've got it."
I
By
actually
Jove,
spins it around
I think
his
I've got
head.
it.
Actually, not to plug, but I actually wrote an Andrew Lloyd Webber character as he's
you?
talking about writing Starlight Express, and it's basically the exact same.
Starlight Express, which is basically Cats but with trains.
Exactly.
Like if you
Roller
like
skates.
Cats and want to see actors on roller skates
Get a load of
injure
this.
each other,
Yeah.
get a load of this. They're trains,
you
and
think-
they all want to.
Do you
fuck.
think they were ever live, like not people cats, but cats that Andrew Lloyd Webber just like sat around high off his ass, just staring at cats.
I actually don't think that was Weber. I think that was the choreographer going, how am I going to make these people move?
The original choreographer?
The original choreographer. Because one of my biggest complaints, I tried very desperately to remove my comprehension of the show, to treat the movie as something different. I quickly abandoned it.
Failed
very hard.
Deep into the show. By the end of the movie, you were just openly yelling at it. Cat
actually pushed me away. They were like, I need to be by myself right now. You cannot be doing this right now. But that was one of my biggest things was Cats, they integrated the choreography so expertly. It's like West Side Story, the dancing is built in with the music and all this stuff. And it's so iconic. There are specific poses and scenes. Literally, the eyes of the Cats poster are specific poses that the dancers do. Yeah. The pupils are dancers. Fun fact.
The pupils are dancers. I see it.
If you're seeing that for the first time, you don't get it. Okay?
But then they decided to, I imagine someone in some boardroom while they were talking about making the movie, they were like, so here's the deal. Cats has a lot of dancing. And they were like, cool. And they didn't look any further into it. And they abandoned why they were dancing. And they were like, let's just put hip hop in it. And so you get these cats moving in entirely uncat-like ways, as opposed to humans moving in cat-like ways.
There were these dancing twin cats with
twins,
mohawks and piercings on their ears. And they were fine, but it's like, why am I watching humans dance but with cat fur put on top of their body?
They were the only two cats to wear boots, and I thought that was,
brave.
It was brave.
Courageous.
It was like, wow, shouts out to the sneakerheads in the audience, because they're obviously all coming to see Cats in droves,
Yeah, I mean, it's been so long since the last great Sneaks movie. I think it was Like Mike, where he gets Michael Jordan sneakers and gets the power to play good basketball.
No, I think it was High School Musical, Get Your Head in the Game, starting with that.
Get you.
Yeah, it's definitely not Space
Jam?
The sequel that's coming out with LeBron.
Is it a sequel or is it a remake?
I don't know.
I believe it is called Space Jam.
Back to Cats. We're at the projection of the opening shot.
Yes.
Okay, so we have made it 5 seconds into Cats.
I know. I have so many things to say about later in the movie.
I want to, we'll try and work it through. So Victoria becomes our eyes into the world. The white cat, the one you've seen on all the posters.
Immediately.
Whitewash.
In the show, in the show Cats, there is no protagonist. There is no main character that we follow throughout. I think that Francesca Hayward and Victoria, I think as a part of this movie, it generally works.
It works. Yes.
There are things that I don't like how much she kind of cuts into Jennifer Hudson's game. Like Jennifer Hudson is singing Memory, and then fucking Francesca Hayward has to like duck her head in there.
And then she sings the song Taylor Swift wrote, which sticks out like a sore thumb.
I disagree. Well, I think it works pretty well in the moment.
I mean, yes, but it's also the only song where a cat addresses another cat directly.
That is true.
And it's very bizarre, especially because it doesn't fit. Well, we'll get there. But
Francesca Hayward,
I stand.
All right, performance review, Francesca Hayward. I say pass. I think she did well.
Absolutely.
I thought she was wasted.
She tried.
She was so drunk on the set.
I think she was wasted.
Not physically wasted, but just wasted,
They did not use her full potential.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I liked seeing the ballerina moves, and I was like, oh, I think this is a real ballerina. At some point, it dawned on me.
It was.
She is.
I know. I looked up later. But while I was watching, I was like, I think she's the real deal. I felt like a mom who's like, that kid's got something.
That kid's got
even
moxie.
though she's been in the fucking Royal Ballet.
I thought
she's
she
a big
did.
deal.
She did an incredible job because she's also the one. She's a dancer. She's a pass not to be a good actor or singer. But I was like, okay, you kind of triple threading us right here.
It's interesting.
Coming up to the plate.
Victoria is traditionally a silent cat that is just like the prima ballerina of the stage production. So it's really cool that they kept her as a dancer. I almost wanted another scene where we just got her doing a slow ballad thing in the middle of the Jellicle Ball, but they got rid of a lot of the slow stuff for the sake of pacing, which was honestly probably a good move.
There is not a moment to breathe in this entire movie. It is go, 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 go. There is always something you need to be looking at. That is, a flaw with the movie as a movie, but makes it an experience of the senses, because you never have a second to just breathe and let it all out.
I definitely was thinking to myself, more roaches, more pearl necklaces.
It was so strange that the mice were children.
The only children in the entire movie
part
are
of the movie.
mice. And it is they're these fat little mice, these fucking like babe Bahramu mice.
Oh my gosh.
And they're great
Thrown
and
around.
terrifying. And they almost get eaten a couple times. Yeah. Unlike the cockroaches, who we have to watch Rebel Wilson eat 3 of, and it is viscerally upsetting.
Yeah.
It's so upsetting. Because they have little faces.
But also, it's weird because they've established that she has like a functioning relationship with these cockroaches. She's like, I've taught them tap dancing. I'm gonna eat my children. It's like,
Sure. I absolutely love them. Nom nom nom.
Yes,
But
fantastic.
at least she didn't eat her children, the mice, because they were really so cute.
They were cute. We stand the mice. Mice,
100%.
pass, fail. How do we all feel?
Pass.
I give them a solid like sideways thing.
I want to give them a number. I want their own number. I
Oh,
know
like
it's
a mouse
cats.
number?
Yeah, no,
I know
I
it's
could've
cats.
used- I could've used a mouse
but
number.
Here's the thing. I know it's cats, but hear me out.
So what number would you give them?
A new one.
Oh, I thought you meant
a
like
song.
a dance
dance
number.
number. I thought you were saying like a scale of 1 to 10. Like how would you rate them?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah.
The word number so confusing.
As far as wordplay, better than anything in the movie.
Fantastic. So Victoria gets tossed out of a car in a sack.
Yes.
Her owner has placed her in a sack and hurled her into a
What
dumpster.
a way to open this movie.
Oh my God.
The way that she's squirming, and it's like, you know that it's not a real cat. It's shaped too weird,
But the
size
first
is
moment,
wrong.
the first moment, it's a small cat, and then when she tosses it and it's on the ground, then it's the big person.
It's
When
it's
it enters
the
the
first
world
it's the first example of forced perspective, and it does not really translate super well because
No.
we see a human, like a physical human, who we never see
Again,
their face.
No, that was it.
Again, that's correct.
I wanted
she
more.
is
I
the
wanted
Muppet
more.
Babies nanny. We never see the
Right, exactly. And she tosses this bag, and then the bag lands in the junkyard, which, as per the stage production, everything's oversized so that humans look like they're smaller, which they did for a lot of the show, which actually, the movie, which worked for me in a lot of circumstances, but that initial moment of translation kind of got a little lost.
There were still moments where their size was wildly inconsistent. There were still like in my favorite number, Skimbleshanks, where they're like dancing on
good.
the rail
That's
track.
my favorite number as well.
It
Oh,
they
not
look
mine.
like they are hamster size. Like they are a
Yeah.
cat on a railway track would be the same size as the metal line. They are diminutive on top of it. Like it does not make spatial sense. And then we cut to inside the train, and they are halfway up the doors of the train. It's wildly inconsistent. I kind of got used to it. You just stop caring at a certain
Yes.
point.
Yeah.
You get used to how all the cats look. Like it's viscerally upsetting for like the first couple scenes where you're seeing like humans prowling in shadow, and then you just get used to it. That's just what they look like. I don't know.
This film was really like an exercise in like leaning in and surrendering and like yes-anding and just like taking it as it came. You're like, all right, we're gonna have to just keep letting go of reality as this goes on in order for us to like get out of this alive.
In the end, we all learned something from cats.
You just surrender. It's David Sims wrote a great article about it for The Atlantic. He's like, you just let it go. It's cats. You just go along for the ride, and you will have a much better time than like analytically questioning everything, which the musical Cats does not invite. It's a bad way to approach any version of this.
Yeah, but which we are here to do today.
Precisely.
So after we've seen Victoria be tossed into a junkyard, we then see her be released from the bag by several other cats.
She gets mobbed by the cats. They bust open the
rip
sack,
open the sack.
and then scatter.
Scatter, yeah, just randomly. And then they walk through, and we get a little bit of dialogue that says, we're here to make the jellicle choice, and you shall hear how are they chose. And they sing about themselves, and then we're quickly introduced to Rebel Wilson as Jenny Annie Dots. They never say most of their names.
No, just in the dialogue they've added, except for notably McCavity, most names are not said over and over again.
But that's true for the stage production too.
Exactly. Like the added dialogue is not further explanation. It's really just transitory.
Yeah.
It's like, let me point you to the next number. So when Judi Dench is like, oh dear, you were abandoned. Do you want to see me make the jellicle choice? Like, she's offering her a butterscotch. Like, do you want some hot tea? Do you want to see me make the
Got a good
jellicle
laugh
choice?
in the theater. Yeah.
Oh, from me especially. It was great. What a delivery of that
But
line.
it was truly just purely function and not there for texture, tone, anything. It was just
Sort of,
like,
you could say Judi Dench's whole performance.
I mean, she was honestly a star.
All right, we're on it. Judi Dench, pass, fail.
Pass.
Fail.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to say pass. Her singing is nothing. It leaves
but she
everything
acted the
to be
living crap
desired.
out of that.
But that's not enough for me to pass this class, honey.
Speak on why you don't think Judi Dench is a pass. I want to hear.
I just really didn't click. I thought the acting was good, sure, but you gotta sing, my gosh.
She stayed on
I don't know.
key more so than some of the other cats that were singing.
Yeah, sure. I don't
all I
know.
have to say.
Didn't feel it. I didn't feel it.
That's fine.
I thought we could have gone, like, let's get Ian McKellen to play that role. You know what I mean? Let's switch them.
Oh, swap it
And
up.
then-
Him.
Thing.
Do we
I
have
kinda
a
like
pass
that.
or fail?
Ian McKellen, I have been warring over whether or not I think Ian
I
McKellen
know.
is good in this movie. I have still not decided. I will give him a pass. I think he passes.
My theory is that he's not only is he good, he's too good, which makes it bad.
Way too good.
Yeah. I'll
That's
agree with
how I
that.
felt as well.
He's giving a real performance
Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
like nuanced,
remarkable.
aged cat who has accepted his death and is telling this story.
Sir
And it
Ian.
feels completely out of Congress with anything
Right.
else in the movie.
Because you'll have Ian give like a loaded, weighted performance. You see the backstory of this cat, where he comes from, where he dragged himself up, and then Rebel Wilson's like, I'm fat and orange. And you're like, let's
And
just-
then immediately following his number, Idris Elba's like, "Oh gosh, I want your autograph, McCavity."
so disrespectful to Idris Elba. Like, they managed to turn easily, in my opinion, one of the scariest characters in musical theater canon
Wow.
into
Wow.
a joke. If I talk to a lot of my musical theater friends about like a character that gave you nightmares, if they've seen Cats, McCavity gave them nightmares.
Wow, it did not give me nightmares.
Really?
I guess I
with
love
this
cats.
scary, just like really scary makeup. The only cat that has really long claws, dark lighting, loud noises, came out of nowhere, violent in comparison to the rest. Like truly an evil, dark, maleficent power in
Maleficent, the mistress of evil?
That's correct.
Jeez.
Literally, like just like malevolent, terrifying cat, and
Yeah,
then they
but
turn it, and they were like,
it's
"I'm
a
covered in
cat."
velour." Doesn't how many
Does that
times?
not factor into your nightmare?
Not in the stage. Okay. Did you not have nightmares from this movie, but like not from scariness, just like chaos?
No.
Just me? Okay. Well,
No, I slept like a baby after we got home from Cats. I was
Rock
in a
solid.
warm fucking
Yeah.
blanket.
I don't know. He's
but yes.
usually so scary, and to me, covering Idris Elba in what seemed not like fur but velour, and
Yeah, he
having
like-
him with these
Very,
drag
very
queen blue
sweatsuit.
eyes.
Yeah.
We've discussed it on
Very
the show
glam
before.
town.
Idris Elba maintains his natural skin tone, which none of the other actors do, and it just looks like he's covered in a thin layer of velvet. It looks like his skin is shiny.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Incredible. When he's naked and dancing on those big steps, it was the most uncomfortable I've ever been. It was incredible.
They added a bit of a plot to him. McCavity usually is just there to be an asshole to the other cats. He's
Yeah.
just like a shitty cat. But
Yeah.
they were like, he wants to win, so he's doing everything he can to win.
Yeah.
And instead of I was hoping that there would be the fight between Munkastrap and McCavity, which is in the stage production. They didn't. Instead, the way that they showed that he was somebody to be feared is he poofed them.
Yes. So we're at that point. It first happens
Like
after
Raptors.
Jenny Eddy dies.
Yeah.
So we're really early on. And they decided to add a plot to this movie, which the stage show generally does not have.
Never.
And when you're looking at Cats and you're trying to add a plot, I don't know where else you could look than Macavity. So I will give them that. That is as close as you can get
making him
to
a more
trying to think of a functional plot.
traditional antagonist.
But the way they do it is Macavity will show up after only some musical numbers and decide to disappear a cat. The first one is Jenny Anydots, where after
style.
her number...
he does it for all of them, actually.
No, he does it for 4 total. He disappears 4 cats to a barge in the middle of the Thames.
Wait, is it pronounced Thames or Thames?
Oh, well,
Thames
don't worry. There's
or
a
Thames?
lengthy back and forth.
Thames or Thames? Thames or Thames? I never learned.
I think it's thems.
It's a British thing.
But he disappears 4 cats into the Hudson. He has Taylor Swift party roofie the rest of the cast, and then he's like, I'll win. There's no cats left. And I'm like, what are you talking? They're all right
There's a
here.
million of them,
what
right?
are you talking about?
He's trying to deceive Judi Dench.
Party roofying the cat.
It's what she does.
And then she doesn't. She's not in the entire movie. She comes down. She's like drugs, and then disappears from the rest of the
she
film.
comes down.
my
She party
angel.
drugs the entire. She euphorias the
fucked
entire
up.
party,
Euphoria.
and
It's Euphoria on
then
HBO.
supports Idris Elba. She's like, he has a soul. Then you never see her again. She
Which
does not
seems-
get her comeuppance or anything.
Which seemed like subtle racial commentary that made me very uncomfortable.
Do you think that all the Avengers are somewhere on a barge?
When they got
when they got
Thanos.
poofed, when they got Thanos.
They all went to a barge, and it's Falcon
And
and,
they're
Black
still
Panther
there
just like hanging
to this.
out.
They're in the Thames
Black
on
Widow
a barge
and Gamora
to this day. And
are somewhere on a barge.
Yeah, there's someone on a barge
We need the
together.
cats.
I'd watch that movie.
oh, Cats 2.
Avengers style.
Cats 2 Endgame.
Endgame.
Oh my gosh.
We're building
Yes.
Cat and Mouse.
The Weber
it-
cinematic.
Captain America.
Let it be
Captain America.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let it be noted, and I will never forgive myself if we don't put this on record
Do it.
on
Do
the
it.
show. Every time Macavity disappears someone,
Avengers
he
style.
has a new fun catchphrase that he breaks out. The first time he says, ineffable, and it is in that tone when he sucks Jenny Anydots into dust, which made the entire theater erupt. It was insane because nobody knew that was
The
coming.
funniest joke in cinematic history.
I agree. And then Bustopher Jones, he just drops down in a bottomless pit.
Yep.
For Ian McKellen, I think he says, meow.
It does.
It's exactly like that. He says, meow. And then there's one more, and he says, Macavity! And I'm worried that Idris Elba may never work again. I think this is a career killer.
I think
Is he
actually it's
Bond?
going to open the door for him. That
Is he
guy's
Bond?
going
No.
places.
As a camp, he was almost James Bond. He was spitting distance from James Bond.
Really?
And this is this is the
They
consolation
gave him his own
prize.
movie instead because the creators couldn't possibly give it to a black man. Although I think the next James Bond is a black woman.
I have no idea.
Other
Phoebe Waller-Bridge is helping write that.
Yeah,
I
because
love
Daniel
her.
Craig is like, I
God
love
bless.
Fleabag. Let's
Do you
bring
think-
her in here.
I don't think Phoebe Waller-Bridge was part of Cats, though.
I think she could have.
But
added
imagine.
it. I know. Could you
Imagine.
believe-
Imagine.
Actually, she
we
was.
get
Okay,
it.
actually
we
she
get
was.
it.
We
Fleabag
got the
turned
Fleabag
to camera.
moment.
We got the
We got
Fleabag
the Fleabag
camera
moment.
where
She
old
wrote
Deuteronomy
Judi
just
Dench's
Oh my
monologue.
god!
almost at the
Yet another
camera.
example of an element that they took from the stage production and put into the movie that they shouldn't have, but
Yeah.
decided to keep.
It
It
was
didn't work at all.
They were like, "Oh,
perfect.
in the
It was
last 10 minutes, let's
perfect.
have her stare into the audience's hole."
I think it
something
worked.
that has. No, go ahead.
Oh.
I do. I think it worked. I needed it.
My-
When it happened, I needed it. I needed her to look at
that's
me.
okay.
I needed her to acknowledge me. I needed to be seen. I needed to know that I wasn't going through this alone and this wasn't my own personal nightmare. And that and that like I
Thank you.
existed. I needed to know that I existed.
Judi Dench was acknowledging your existence.
I needed
Uh,
It's almost a turn of like Don't worry. It's almost over.
We're right here.
But it kept going.
It kept going. So, okay, yeah.
I'm so glad I kept that
She
number
turns
too,
back
though.
into the world, and then she's like, and one more thing. And you're like, no.
She does it. It's like a 4-minute song.
It's
Yeah.
great.
It's like Tom Hooper watched the end of Goodfellas, where like Ray Liotta finally looks down the barrel, and he's like, "Yeah, I can have Judi Dench do that at the end of this movie." She sings a 3-minute song, mostly to camera. The cats all strike a triumphant pose.
I think-
movie not over. Movie keeps going.
Did you think that they were all going to turn into dust when the sun hit them?
100%.
Yes.
100%.
I was getting
Stone.
that vibe. I was getting a vibe that like they can't exist in the light, and that they were all just going to turn to dust McCavity
It would have
style.
helped.
Yeah.
But we
When
watch.
I
No,
was
we
like
have
that.
to
And it
watch
was all a
Jennifer
dream.
Hudson disappear behind a cloud.
This
up
is
to
what's
the
crazy to
heaven
me
sideline.
is this movie was only 2 hours, but it felt like 4.
It was
For
under
sure.
2 hours.
It was under
Yes.
2.
I will be
Under
honest, I did take a bathroom break during it. I had to go to the bathroom.
I understand.
Because they didn't put in a fucking
and I
intermission.
didn't care, you know.
God damn it.
Damn it. I did also, throughout the movie, start, you know, when they were kind of in the ball and doing all their performances, my group and I started clapping after every performance.
That was
Oh
the thing
yeah,
that happened.
our
Which I
theater,
felt
we
really
loved
well.
it. We were clapping.
it felt really appropriate.
The person I was sitting next to, who is a sound designer that actually works at the Public, their name is Chantal. I love them dearly. They leaned over to me and they were like, I can't believe that they baked in time for applause.
That's what it felt like.
Like they cooked it in.
Yeah.
They like left the playoffs so that the audience could go. Bro, there was one time that they didn't, and James Corden had a line, and I do not know what he said.
no, nobody
'Cause
knows
everybody
because
was
we were
clapping.
applauding.
Yeah.
Also, does anyone know what Ian McKellen said that one time when he was whisked away?
No.
When he was on the plank right after he pushed what's his face over.
Ground Tiger or,
Oh, this
or
is
Gus?
Fire Farfiddle,
Yeah,
the fiend of the
Fee-faw-fee-faw.
fell.
And
It is,
Yeah.
it is of course Gus the Theater Cat's famous character, Friar Farfiddle, the fiend of the fell, and it's a callback for anyone that can understand what Ian McKellen is saying during that song, which is no one.
Yes.
It is incredible. But the next song on the docket, I think will be a controversial choice. Jason Derulo as Rum Tum Tugger, pass fail.
Fail. I was
Fail.
so
Fail.
excited
Fail.
for him.
Pass.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Damn. Why pass?
If it
You
works
just did
for
it
you,
for
it
you.
works for you.
I was so
works.
excited.
I don't know what I expected different. You know,
I
I knew it was bad.
I'll be honest. It could have been worse.
Fair.
It could have been worse.
That's not really-
I wasn't surprised in any way that I felt, oh, hooray, you know, but I wasn't in any way like. There was no part of me that was like, you did a bad job.
If it was
you did a job. You did your job.
If it was better, it wouldn't have fit into this film.
I mean, fair. That's
how I
actually
feel
super
about
fair.
this. It's like what we said about Ian. We were like, too good.
Yeah.
No, this is like this feels like yes, the right amount of bad. You fit in this universe.
I don't know. For
My-
me- yeah.
no, go ahead.
No, go.
Okay. My issue with it is that I think he did a good job as portraying the character Rum Tum Tugger. The sexy, wild, you can't control me cat. The attitude is there. The movements are there. My issue with it is stop talk singing, sing a fucking song. Which is a consistent issue throughout this movie.
A lot of riffing at the end.
a lot of riffing.
Oh, I did not
Christina
like that.
Aguilera.
He
So
does the
annoying.
Christina
same,
Aguilera riffing. It was
Yeah.
the same, nah, which they usually do for like 3 seconds as like a bit in the stage version,
Yeah.
but it was the entire riff. I'm like,
did
that
it
was
for a
why I
full
was so
minute.
disappointed. That was why I was disappointed. I'm like, Jason Derulo is a classically trained ballet and tap dancer
where
who
was
has a
that?
history of musical theater and like can sing
real.
face, and he didn't do any of those
That is
things.
weird because this has ballet and this has tap dancing.
Yeah.
he didn't do any of it.
And no, he just
None of
kind of jumps from place to place. He yells milk, which is iconic. We're all going to be wearing shirts that say milk. Like it's we're forget about it. When this goes
is
again
back.
to the milk is back. This will
Oh my God, Jason
single-handedly
Derulo as
kill
Rum Tum
oat milk.
Tugger with Got Milk. Like
Yeah.
the 90s ad campaign, I would put a poster of that on my wall in a heartbeat.
I liked the number. The milk bar, the neon like blue and purple light of the milk bar looks really cool. I think that is a cool dynamic look for that
I want to
song.
be clear. I'm not sure if Rum Tum Tugger is in the rest of the movie besides that number. I'm pretty sure
He pops up.
One other
he pops up a
second.
bunch,
Yeah.
but I only remember that, so that is all I.
It was
virtually
honestly
disappears.
in that diner. It was his beauty school dropout.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That
That's
was
what I
the
felt
moment.
like, yeah.
That was his moment.
And it was a diner, so it
Tugger
feels
is-
like in that universe.
Yeah.
Tugger's another one of those tracks often referred to as a princess track in Cats. There's two. Grisabella, who often is not on stage for most of the show, comes out, sings her for the first time she sings Memory, walks off, then comes back on for the reprise, gets the largest applause, walks off, comes on for the end, and gets a standing ovation.
Yeah.
Princess track. Tugger also has a very similar track. Is there sometimes, does dance for it, but his costume's so identifiable that he sticks out, so they only have him dance little bits.
Yeah.
So he mostly doesn't do too much
I
except
Doesn't
thought
do the ensemble
Rum Tum
moments.
Tugger was gay for Mr. Mistopheles in
Yeah, I
the
can
stage
see it.
version. I thought that he's the one who sings it. They all
He does.
Well, never was there.
No,
which
he
was lacking in this.
absolutely
They
does.
that was my biggest.
straight
That was
washed
my
the crap out of
biggest
it.
Yeah.
angry note was that Mr. Mistopheles was straight washed. I was like, that makes.
And they give
no
it to that
sense.
fucking wet blanket ass monkus strap, and that is a crime. That's a crime.
It was dumb. They were like, we need a romantic arc between the
that's-
white cat.
I
It's not
think-
really white.
Can I just
and-
comment real quickly
Yes.
that romantic arc is kind of bizarre to anybody that knows the show because
They're siblings.
they're siblings. Victoria and Mr. Mistopheles
Mistopheles.
are often they're like the prince and princess of the Jellicle.
Oh.
And
No, I
so
don't know.
they're like the ones that walk everyone through it,
Well,
and that's
learn
why
something new.
they're like the really pretty. It's like one of those things that you don't really know if you watch it,
Yeah.
but if you're in the cast, like it's told to you because there are functioning relationships with every cat that the audience does not know about.
Right.
But
If you're in
yeah,
the cast,
if you're-
you fucking.
I don't know.
you do, but like you spend a whole day talking about
Have
it.
you been on Pornhub recently?
Absolutely.
I'm not at
100%.
liberty to.
Not yet.
I don't know. People are so into siblings right now.
Yeah, people are really into
I'm sorry. Do
family
you mean
porn.
Cats Hub?
Cats
That's where I've been.
Pussy Hub?
Meow, meow, meow.
Not
But, like,
PodCATS, porn cats.
Front page
That's
of
the-
Pornhub.
that's
Like
kinda-
everyone, go to Pornhub.com right now,
No,
and you'll
thank
see
God.
like a
Right
ton
now.
Okay.
of siblings
Demonetized.
on the first page, and I feel like that's fine.
Kevin's got his phone up.
Siblings are so hot right now.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, it's very. They make it very clear that they're not in the
100%.
film version, so it's not weird. But it did go through my mind at one point. I was like, man, okay.
Yeah, that Cats extended universe lore does not carry over
Just
into
like,
the
for the
movie
hardcore
whatsoever.
nerds,
You gotta
we're
read
all
the-
sitting
you
over
gotta
here
read
being
the
like,
follow-up.
what's this?
Yeah, you got to read the novelization where
graphic
they
novels.
expand
Graphic
the
novel, the
relationship.
original, not the remake.
So then once HBO reboots Cats, and
As
brings it-
as a gritty
I wanna see the
9-episode
HBO
series
Cats.
about race.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, set in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
at this point, I'd watch
Oh.
any remake of.
At this point, I'm completely in on Cats.
Yes, Watchmen is the
That's a
reference.
nerd
being-
Yeah. By the time I'm done with the show, I will have spoken about Cats on mic for over 24 hours, and I'm not done. I'm not
You-
tired of
no
it.
one
There's
ever
more
is.
to explore.
no one ever is.
So the next cat on our list
we're still
arrives. It is, of course, Bustopher Jones,
No.
the cat about town.
No.
Fail, fail,
Fail.
fail.
I'm actually gonna
Fail.
sit this one out. Y'all can, say whatever.
Yeah,
you
I'm
want.
gonna go to the bathroom. Is that okay?
All right, so,
I'm gonna say pass.
really?
I'm gonna say pass.
All right,
I
let's hear
thought.
it.
Well, okay. As far as portrayal goes, I thought that the clearly improvised lines were atrocious, but I don't blame James for that. I think as far as the character, the way that he kind of trotted about was, I mean, it was fine. It wasn't. I actually thought that he did a good job of the kind of cat about town, and I just love to rummage through the garbage and eat food. The thing that ruined it for me was not James Corden. It was Idris Elba going, Puss in Spats!
Hey, Puss in Spats. We haven't given a pass fail to Idris Elba, so we'll have to wait for the whole gang because the mention of Bustopher Jones drove 2 people from the room.
Yeah. But also, I just like to point out that even though they had cats wearing shoes, Bustopher Jones, even though it is in the lyrics, was not wearing spats.
He was not wearing spats?
Not that I saw.
I thought he
could have
was.
been
I thought he
mistaken.
had spats.
I thought it
Maybe
was
he
part of
was.
his fur.
It looked like it was fur.
Yeah.
It didn't look like he had spats on, and I was like, just fucking.
It's the one thing.
You
but-
got Jenny Any Dots with a fucking glitter blouse. on.
Yeah. Bustopher
got
Jones
boobs.
is the biggest moment of visceral horror for me in the entire movie. This whole sequence of James Corden eating trash. Just huge ham legs and biting into it. Was
eating
it
an
was
entire crustacean shell and all.
It was upsetting. And then he tumbles into a trash can where Rum Tum Tugger is indeed in the middle of a threesome with two other cats.
With Bomb Ballerina and Demeter.
Was it Bomb Ballerina?
It absolutely is. It's the two of them. It's the two of them who normally sing McCavity, but they were, instead of singing McCavity, too busy sleeping with Tugger. Which checks out, actually.
Okay, but Taylor Swift is playing Bomb Ballerina, so they've just switched the name of that whatever cat
she
is.
wanted it
but yeah, when they walk in on Jason Derulo having a threesome with two other cats, and then they pour champagne directly in this cat's mouth.
And when he closes his mouth to swallow, the liquid keeps pouring but doesn't splatter on his face.
It's completely digital liquid.
Terrible
it's
digital
the
liquid.
Worst. It's like playing a fucking video game where they never figured out what liquid is supposed to look like.
That was the first example of truly heinous digital. I mean, well, that's not incorrect. The certain specified effects that didn't work, like when they launch him in the air. And like his path does not follow an actual physics path.
His parabola does not make sense, and then he lands on his balls, and it's hilarious.
Oh,
and I saw it
that
coming, and I was like,
killed me.
We have not seen a genuine ball hit in such a long time,
it's so
and there
tired.
are two of them in this movie. Because at one point, Rebel Wilson hits Growl Tiger in the nuts with a big chain.
Classic.
No.
Not before hitting herself in the face.
Right.
Yes, don't mess with the crazy cat lady. She hits herself in the face.
I mean,
It's
she's not a
classic.
lady.
It's stupid. What
She's a
does cat lady mean to a cat? Is that she is a lady cat? It's awful. Next up on our docket, Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser.
I have to breathe. I can't.
The biggest fails of the show. These two
So
fucking
sad.
suck.
They picked the shittier melody.
I'm not even sure it was the original shitty melody, but it was closer to the original. That's terrible.
I don't know if these two can't sing or chose not to, but it is all every line in this song is tossed off like a joke, like these weird little asides that we have to. And I'm like, no, sing a fucking song. Dare to actually do this song. It was the absolute low light of the movie for me.
It was Mungo Jerry or Teaser.
Yeah, it was at like half speed.
It
Yeah,
was,
and there were almost zero acrobatics.
yeah, there was
That's the whole point of that song, is that they're acrobatic cats who steal things. And all they did was steal things and then put the things on themselves, and it was so
And
upsetting.
then she was gay for the siblings. Like,
Yeah.
here we are again.
Here we are again, Pornhub.org.
And she's literally wearing a pearl necklace.
I mean, as a music geek,
Oh.
Mungo Jerry
Yeah.
and Rumple Teaser is like one
It
of
was
my
a sex
favorite
thing.
songs. It is. It was a sex thing. It's one of my favorite songs in the show because of this truly swinging 7/8 section. Dun 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 dun, and it's groovy. It's like very atypical, super musical theater to have an odd measure.
I talked about this in the PodCATS podcast that Kevin and I recorded. I did a drag number to Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser, so I remember with a ex-lover of mine, and I remember we were looking into like the choreography and versions of it, and there is one that's kind of, it might be the same melody or a similar melody of the one that they used in this movie, which is shittier. And then there's like the very, very fun one, which is like Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser,
We're a notorious couple of cats.
That out.
and that's like fun, and it gets super stuck in your head. This didn't. It's like you have to like reach into like a cobweb in your brain to like pull out what might have been in the movie.
The actual worst.
Was
There's
there a
just
melody?
so much potential with the song, and they ruined that.
I thought it was gonna be the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
So once it happened and that's how it landed, I was like, okay, I must settle into my new reality. And someone saved me.
Stunk up the fucking joint. It was terrible. It really was. And we've already talked about a couple of these cats. It's about time we got to Grisabella, the glamour cat, as portrayed by Jennifer Hudson.
She overacted that.
She's in 4 scenes and she snot cries through every one of them. I'm going to say fail, with the only exception being when she does the one part of memory you have to nail, she nails.
The belt.
It lasts about 3 seconds though.
Yeah, it trails off immediately and is interrupted by Victoria. That is the one saving grace of that entire performance, when she's just like cold and outside, and she's crawling on the ground. She's like that beaten down. She's not even bipedal anymore. It's what a fucking shit show that character is.
I felt like I've seen her sing it better, like on other shows.
Yeah.
Like talk shows and stuff like that. She's like making appearances on, or I've just seen her clips of singing this song, or in efforts to build up anticipation for the movie. She's been singing it like at different functions and stuff. And I thought I was kind of disappointed in this.
Do you think that this movie is for children? I was just wondering, because I was like, watching that performance, I'm like, God, it's so sad. If I was a child right now, I would just be so unbelievably sad about adulthood and about just like what's to come and like what is this?
Problems in society you can't fix.
And then that just had me reflecting, like, is this a children's movie? Who is this for?
It is rated PG, but I don't know if that means
with a
it
strong
is
P.
that P is hard.
You need a parental.
This is a horny film. But I don't know who this is intended for. I don't know who Tom Hooper's intended audience for this movie.
I know.
Well, I will say, I
Tom
think
Hooper.
Cat fetishes?
The Spank Bank?
This was an assignment from his therapist.
Yeah.
I had a therapist
bless.
once that was like, write a screenplay about like your life. I want to see how you organize it. And I don't know if I ever submitted it, but I think Tom Hooper has enough resources and money that this was an assignment by his therapist to be like, you need to work through some stuff. Submit it to me. We won't show anyone. And then it got leaked.
Tom Hooper's $100 million therapy
I think
assignment.
it truly is a testament to how if you have a shit ton of money, you can really just get away with anything.
Yeah, and I don't think this is going to tank his career.
Of
Because this movie's opening to like $6 million opening weekend.
It's
and I
gonna
don't know
do well for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
I wonder how it's going to do internationally. I wonder how people, are they going to be worried about
How
us?
will it translate? How are they going to do all the puns in Japanese?
Does Crazy Cat Lady translate to other nationalities?
Maybe it's funnier in other.
Oh, I hope so.
Because there's a ton of slapstick. There's something
Yeah,
in there for
there's some
everybody.
the French will love it because there's a lot of Jerry Lewis, like, oh, nice lady, I fell down.
That's James Corden's entire performance.
What's the next number? Because our favorite number, I had an idea.
The next number is indeed the best number in the entire musical. Skimbleshanks, the Railway Cat, which happens
I disagree.
right after Gus the Theater Cat, the long, slow, sad song. And I remember it being so jarring because that song ends, Ian McKellen disappears, and then it is Skimbleshanks. It just like comes at you like a wave of energy.
All right, a couple things about this piece. So one, I saw that cat before I saw any of the other cats, and I was like, that cat's a twink. I like him.
That is correct.
I saw him wearing his little red suspenders, and I was
Oh,
like, I think I'm gonna want this
They
cat.
leaned over to me. They were like, "Did you see the cat in suspenders?" I was like, "What are you talking about?"
I was like, I'm ready for whatever this cat's about to bring to the table.
And
I
then
hope
he
he sings.
starts
And so I
tapping
thought,
train sounds.
like they obviously they don't spit. You know, I like a number because I started talking British for it. And like, I really liked, because I knew if he was wearing suspenders that like they did not waste a cent on CGing anything they didn't have to. So this cat gets a song. So I was excited. And then I realized as it started, you know what else is a horrible CGI musical number that takes place on a train? Hot Chocolate from Polar Express. So I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? This would be an amazing supercut. You just layer that and this, and you put it back to back, and you put it together, and you weave it in. It's a perfect number. You got Hot Chocolate, and you got Tom Hanks, whose face isn't like rendered properly, and then you got these cats who like don't fit onto the train tracks,
Whose faces are not rendered properly.
and then you get Hot Chocolate and you get cats, and it's just it's a Christmas
Okay,
miracle.
Fur in my hot drink.
Okay, but the choreography for Polar Express was better.
No, because it starts with like the most titillating tippity tap.
Oh, that
it's
part's
like
good.
Tap.
I disagree.
Tap.
I thought it was bad.
It was like beginner tap 101. I was like,
And then-
I know what that is.
Like, look,
that's
Grandma,
Times Square.
I've got this.
And then they take out on that like long wooden log, and then it turns into a railway, which turns into a train, and then he spins up into the sky and disappears.
Because McCavity moved him.
McCavity.
With the transition from Gus into
Dumb.
What's his name? Skimbleshanks. We were just talking
The
about
railway cat,
Yeah,
the cat of
I
the
don't know his
railway
name. I
train.
just like him.
in the stage production, it is an awkward, like really slow to like bah! But they make a bit out of it because they're like in the lyrics. He's like, oh, he's sleeping. They're like, where's Skimble? And they,
Saying Skimble, where's Skimble?
but that's usually the entire cast screams. So everybody's like, there's a whisper down the line at 11:49 when the night wears ready to depart, and they're all literally whispering. And there's a cat upstage asleep, and they're all crawling up to him, and they're going, saying Skimble, what is Skimble? And they wake him up, and then you're like, bah! And it's a perfect metaphor for what you as the audience are going through. They cut that, and it just is jarring for the sake of being jarring.
And also for what happens when you literally wake up a cat.
I mean, that's very true.
This is the part of this piece, of this film, of this work, of the cinema piece, where Jace does start getting more and more picky about how it differs. Like, this is about when
like,
it
no,
started getting louder
this
and
is not
louder
a
for
tap
me.
dance.
And I could no longer
This
just...
is not a tap dance.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just openly yelling at the screen for the rest of the film. And I was like, this is my birthday. I'm just trying to,
My
like...
friends are here. You're making a scene.
Like, let's
It's
just...
not correct.
Like, I don't know what you expected. This is Cats.
I don't know what you expected. Is a great review of this film.
The best part is this was not the bottom for me. We'll get there.
Not the bottom. So
No, at
you
the
rank
top.
this one real low. Because Skimbleshanks, hard pass for me. He wins. He wins the day.
I could give or take Skimbleshanks. I think it was the first time when I started to really feel a dissonance from what I thought was a smart thing to maintain for the stage production. It was when I started to feel like the true departure that I was like, oh, why?
I did laugh out loud at the tiny, tiny cats on, like, over the bridge. That is when I laughed out loud at the film.
It was exceptional.
It was almost like a shot out of Peter Pan.
100%.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that is why I loved it. All right, so we are on
Is an
to
inspiration.
two divisive characters. It is McCavity, as sung by Taylor Swift, but we might as well rate McCavity because he doesn't sing a song in this whole movie. So I don't. Do we rate Taylor Swift? For me, a pass. Love the number, the moon, the
Huge
party
pass.
drugs. Huge
pass.
Dancing. Taylor Swift has never performed at this level before.
She has
the
never.
choreo.
She
the
finally shook it off.
Sexy, sauntery choreo.
It was the clear bottom of the movie for me. It was the
wow.
clear.
But you hate Taylor Swift.
I mean, I really don't like Taylor Swift.
Oh, I hate
but
her
like,
with my whole body,
But like,
but
also
I
just
loved her performance.
execution of it, because also I think also McCavity's one of my favorite numbers of Cats. I say that. About a lot
yeah,
of them.
that's true. It is the sexiest number from
It's
childhood.
so fucking hot. You get Bum Ballerina and
Remember
Demeter.
childhood? It was sexy.
I was like, what's sex? I don't know. These
But I'm
skin tight
into
cats.
these
This
cats.
could
Kitty
make
cat
me
do
feel something. Yeah.
Meow, meow, meow.
Hey, kitty girl. Yeah, no, it's a mess. It just missed the mark for me. You
Oh, yeah, it
took
missed the
someone
mark,
who's
but
the
it was still
epitome
good.
of lack of sex appeal and put her in the sex appeal song. Yeah,
That's mean to Taylor Swift.
Oh, the gremlin doesn't like Taylor.
How dare you be mean to that billionaire?
I'll do what I want. Right, exactly.
Babe,
like,
I
oh,
don't like Taylor, but I'm not telling her she ain't sexy.
Yeah.
I am.
It's a,
But that is my opinion.
Everyone's
and like, I'm entitled.
sexy.
I think she gets a pass because you never see her again for the rest of the movie.
That's the best part of it.
Piers.
Yes.
In,
don't know.
out, unbelievable.
I
Yeah,
don't know,
and that's what a celebrity should be in the movie for.
Yes.
I
not
think
to
that's the other
be
thing though is I'm so
there so
vehemently
much.
against celebrities just being like,
Typecasting.
yeah, just like here
Yeah.
you go. You're here simply to boost ticket sales, and I'm like,
But if you're gonna book a celebrity, book them to do one
okay,
number.
but
and
they
leave.
booked Idris Elba, Sir Ian McKellen, like.
That's
Dame
what I'm saying.
Judi
She's the
Dench,
only one that
Jason
made
Derulo.
sense.
She's the only one that can sing.
Can she?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I
No.
thought
She cannot do. Taylor Swift cannot do Memory, but she can do this rendition of this song.
I
Paul.
didn't like her vocal performance either. I think she is known for being a songwriter. I will concede that she can write a bop. Even though I don't like her, she has songs that I will regretfully shake my ass to.
Okay.
Nice to meet you where you've been. I can show you incredible things.
I just got so
Magic, Madness, Heaven, Sin. Now, we have not graded McCavity, the
rate
mystery cat, as portrayed by Idris Elba
I don't know.
in one of the worst performances I've ever seen on screen.
I'm gonna say-
love Idris Elba. He is terrible.
I'm going to say it's the exact image of when you put a compass on the North Pole and it's just spinning rapidly. Because it is simultaneously and not at the same time both fantastic and terrible. And I can't possibly rate it other than like
I'm calling it a kitchen sink performance because he gave us everything but the kitchen sink.
Yeah, I give it like I think it's necessary.
Oh.
wow.
Yeah, I'm really here for that.
You're
Actually,
so
I agree
fucking
with
smart.
that. I agree with that because it's he was in a completely different movie. He was in a movie that this Cats should have been.
Uh-huh.
But
For sure.
This is Tom Hooper's Christopher Nolan Cats. That's like dark and gritty, somewhat gritty.
Was it?
This is?
No,
Was it?
Could have been.
This is Inception.
Yeah, yeah, Inception.
This is Inception remake.
Yeah. So I think Idris was campy and like
Self-aware.
yeah.
He was a joy.
He knew what he
I
was
was
doing.
never not happy when he was on screen, but for every wrong reason you could possibly
I
imagine.
can agree with
I
that.
do
Listen.
feel like we were Idris, you know?
Wow,
In
we
a
are all
way.
Idris.
Snap.
you know?
I do feel
But
like
I also
we
felt
were-
like no one gave him a lick of direction. You know what I mean? Just like
like,
literally,
have fun.
You don't think Tom
the costume
Hooper-
designer gave him one pass. Like the makeup room was like, okay, actually don't come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He was
Like
not taken care of.
he was not, and that's I think it was just disappointing for me
deserved more.
to watch him kind of flail around.
He does
in many
deserve
ways.
the most as a person.
Yes.
So,
Sure.
But
He could have
received
done
the
very
least.
well in the role.
Yeah.
and I think he did
But,
the best
yeah.
he could with what he was given, and I'm sort of I'm upset on his
Yeah.
behalf.
What a
I'm
supportive
like, you
dad.
deserve more.
But I will say that about the movie in general is that everyone was directed in, a different style. In a different, it was just 100 different
I
movies.
think they probably had like an assistant director every
Every
day
other
of
day,
shooting.
yeah.
And like Tom Hooper was like, sorry, I'm over here like just trying to get this fur.
You
like
help the actor, yeah.
you do the actors. And
You
every
you
day
got
it was
him,
a
right?
different it was a different intern, and that
Yes.
intern like hadn't actually like touched a camera yet and had just had like intro to film and like had never seen Cats.
Cat at one point, actually, this cat, the
Me,
one sitting to
meow,
my
yes.
right, at me, meow, mentioned that they thought Cats would work really well if it was restructured as like a vaudeville kind of thing,
Yeah,
where
I
it
was
truly
thinking
was individual acts with different aesthetics.
Yes, if it was just like, hello, this is a cat. The cat must introduce itself as its song, and then it is gone. That like makes sense for vaudeville. It does not make sense for a movie plot.
Right.
Well, that's why it's so beautiful to watch on stage as well,
It's performance
because
art.
and because the choreography is so beautiful and the singing is so well done, and you're like, okay, well, no matter what, they just sung a pretty poem and they shimmied their booty, you know. But
I don't
in
know
this
what I
movie,
watched, but I loved it.
I loved it. In this movie, it was like, okay, none of them are good at anything.
Yeah,
Actually,
it was. I don't know what I watched, but I loved hating it.
They tried to
opposed
make
to, I
it
don't know what I
about
watched,
the
but I loved it.
design and about the world, and
Yeah.
I was like, honey, it's not.
Yeah, that's how I felt too watching this. Is you don't really fall in love with any of the cats. They're just all there.
dare you?
Who did you fall for? Kevin.
Why, there's but one cat left to speak about.
And who is that?
And they all say, oh, well, never was there ever a cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles. The audience was singing. We were clapping.
everyone
we
was
were
singing.
brought along with the ride.
It was a journey, and we were all on board.
It was straight washed.
Mr.
It was
Unfortunately, yes.
Pass, pass, pass.
interesting.
I pass.
I don't
I was
pass
entertained.
for the straight washing because it was tying in with the Victoria. I didn't need it.
It was.
I wasn't rooting for him.
There was a spark.
It was a difficult
honey.
one for me because at this point Taylor had taken me entirely out, so I was fully just doing comparisons.
And was yelling at the screen.
I was yelling at the screen.
Taylor
I was being
reached out of the
on my
screen and
birthday.
Taylor grabbed me
in.
by the neck and was like, "I hate you," and then I was like, "I guess I hate this." But like, Magical Mr. Mistopheles is like doesn't sing a whole lot, sings tiny bits in the stage production.
Has an LED light chest. So
light
excuse
up,
me,
just like
where was that?
fantastic costuming and like this intensely difficult dance routine where just fouette, which is
A fouette is
it's the spin with your leg out, and it's very difficult.
And
did-
we
they
saw
did it in the
about
ball.
0 of them.
They did it in the ball,
they did it in
actually.
the
Yeah, for like a
Delta ball.
second.
Monkastrap did it and did some really like
was my
Ryan
favorite
Steele,
part.
Newsies,
That was the only good
Specs
thing he
kind
did.
of dancing.
That was my favorite
Yeah,
part
I mean,
of
they
the
had
movie.
like 5 minutes in the Jellicle Ball where they were like, let's do all our dancing.
All.
Everybody do a trick in 1 minute.
And let's all zoom out really far so you can't
couldn't
actually
see any
see
of it.
anything.
There was one pan that they did. It was almost a 360 panorama
Yeah.
of the people.
Yeah.
It was earlier on in the film, and I literally turned to my friend Chantal and I went, "That pan was so fast, everything was blurry. It was not a single frame of clarity. It was just there for."
Oh, I actually have been meaning to say this the whole time. You know how you feel when you see a cursed image? You know when you go on the internet and like that, like a meme, like a cursed image, and you
Yes.
look at it. Okay, so Cats is a moving picture, which is approximately 23 frames per second. So it's like seeing a cursed image at 23 frames per second. Wow. That is
That's
what
amazing.
Cats feels like.
Yeah.
It is. Wait, let's do some quick math.
I can't. Carry the one.
Let's see. Multiply that by 1 hour and 49 minutes. Now, how many cursed images did we see?
Oh, honey, a lot.
You got this. Oh my
Okay,
God,
hold
you're
on.
doing it. You're beautiful
Forgetting.
minding it. For listeners at home, Jason's like there's a dry
Every
erase
time
wall
someone speaks,
behind
I
it.
lose track. Can I borrow?
He's
your
writing
pen?
on the windows like in the social network. He just cannot contain.
Yeah, they like have like a red string and pins.
It's 23
and
frames per second, 60 frames a minute. We got
It's 24. It's 24. I don't want your calculations to be wrong.
Why are we doing this?
24 frames.
It's 24 frames per
24
second.
frames. I was
This
using
is
the numbers.
unimportant.
you can keep talking about other
Keep
things.
talking. I'll do the math
We'll
myself.
just do the math.
You'll hear math mumbling underneath this track. Yeah, Mr. Mistopheles, a different Mr. Mistopheles, I feel, than we would get on stage, who is normally like this confident magician, the Conjuring turn, and instead
So
he's
gay.
this meek little stage magician.
Watching this, it reminded me of one of my favorite movie quotes ever. I was raped by Mr. Mistopheles from Team America World Police. And I could see how this
what?
Mr.
I don't like this. Can we change the
Yeah, I
subject?
don't like that.
Sure.
It is
Two-
1,440 blurst images a minute.
Wow.
That's too many.
That's a lot.
Okay, what I have to say about the Mr. Mistopheles number is that I was incredibly surprised the mice didn't come back.
That would have been a good.
Really?
Yeah.
They just come out of the hat.
Why?
Well, because he was so meek and dumb. I was like, the mice will do good here.
Wait, where the mice did come back at one point, and one of
He
them
pulled them out of the hat.
and then one of them fell down a
yes.
giant stool, which surely would have killed the mouse. But it was
I
a
don't know.
child being like, "Ah!"
Rats are fucking durable, dude.
It was a mouse. So
All right, well, they're the same. You can't prove to me that they're
Why did you-
different.
They're different.
I shall fight
They
you to the
can't
death.
Why are we fighting?
I'm gonna get you a pet mouse and rat and see how you like the
My
difference.
sister had a
Please
pet
do.
mouse.
Slip them right in my bedroom window.
God
It
bless.
died.
Yes, but the execution of the Mr. Mistopheles scene is strange because it's this slow building crowd movement where everyone gradually gets more in on it, and then suddenly Judi Dench is behind them, and we just cut minutes later. We cut back to McCavity being like, "Fuck, shit, I lost her."
Also, why is the magical cat bad at magic? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's his
Yeah, I
whole
don't know.
thing.
Yeah.
Cute.
Because he's cute. Because he tries so hard.
But that's his whole thing. And they were like, fuck it, we're going to make him struggle.
Yeah, they made him a fuck up magician instead. They made it like, you know, when your 8-year-old cousin who got a magic kit is like, I'm
Yeah.
going to show you some tricks.
They pull
and
flowers
he cannot
and they dump
fucking do it.
But
did
he's
change-
building confidence.
Yeah, it changed the meaning of the song because they're like,
Yeah.
and we all say, oh no, like they're all like
Was it
rooting
in-
him on. You're like, you can do it, man.
Come on, buddy.
You can
Was
do
it
it.
encouragement or derision? Was it like, for fuck's sake, misto, just do it? Or was it like,
No, they came around.
I think
At
the
first
second
they-
one.
Yeah, the second one is definitely the
Unfortunately.
intention.
If it was the other way, it would be so much more
Very
fun.
entertaining, yeah.
You fucking shit.
It was also
Get it together.
It's in your damn name.
Come on.
Victoria could at the end be like, I'm the only one that's left that believes in you, and then it's like, we're straight.
Enough of the stretch.
What that was for.
Get these straights out of my office.
It didn't make sense in Cats, especially Mr. Mistopheles. That made no sense.
It was a bold choice to make this kind of little meet cute relationship one of the dramatic centerpieces of the story.
I can't.
What would this have been like if it had been a Pixar film?
Better.
So cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I
cool.
guess so. I don't know what
don't think
Pixar would have been
done
able
it.
to do
No,
with
they wouldn't
this that we didn't already get. I think
Well, it would have all been animated.
right. I think
would
the
have liked
ideal.
that. I really would have liked that.
I
would've
still
had-
think the ideal version of Cats as translated into a movie is probably a 2D animated like Aristocats style where they
already
are
been done.
all regular cats. Right, the
Aristocats.
Aristocats did it. But I still think that's
a good
probably
movie.
the best version you would have gotten. I am endlessly glad that this is the version that we indeed got.
I just had a very visceral memory.
Memory.
Nice. Why did they animate the tails so disturbingly?
I liked it. I liked it during the Jellicle Dance.
The Jellicle ball where they
The
just
ball.
doink.
Twitch.
I was like, this
I wanted
is
more.
These erect tails as they're like thrusting
Can
towards
you
the
imagine
floor.
directing that moment though? They're like, here's the deal, right? You've got 4 counts of music. You're gonna stand there on all fours, stick your bum in the air, and don't fucking move. We'll animate the rest of it. Trust us, it'll look brilliant. There was a visceral from the entire audience. when it happened.
You're implying that
effective.
Tom Hooper knows what counts or measures are, and I'm not convinced that he does. Having directed 2 musicals, I'm not convinced that he would be able to read sheet music.
I mean, I don't know Tom Hooper personally. I can't speak for that either. But I can't even speak. I'm so flustered. The tail went up on the beat, so someone knew what they were doing.
Sure.
And made a bad choice.
Andy
No,
Blankenbuehler.
I liked it.
It was Andy Blankenbuehler.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
He should have known better.
It was
Yeah,
a
we
comedic
should've
moment.
It was funny. I think it unified the audience.
Yeah.
At what cost?
It's a communal movie experience like we are always described to try and do in film school, where it's like you need something
bring
that
film
gets
school into
the
this.
audience together. It's something that gets, like, we need to all be on the same page as a community. And the best movie-going experiences, like, I don't know, The Lord of the Rings were great theatrical going experiences. The entire audience is together and wants to see how this thing wraps up. And there are so many communal moments. The first communal moment with the cat face projected
seconds
on
in.
the cloud,
Yeah.
we are all 100% on the same page. One person did try and shush us like 10 minutes into the movie, and they never tried again. They realized it was a futile endeavor.
They're like, no, that's how it's supposed to. Okay, got it.
And it was the most communal I've ever felt in a movie theater. And I've seen the fucking Avengers movies on the big screen. I've seen the Lord of the Rings. I've seen a few of them Star Warses, and I've never felt an audience united in quite the same way.
You know, I actually
Knives
I
Out,
have.
maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
What
Was it
film?
Rocky Horror?
A lot of films. I feel like a lot of films when you go like the opening weekend, and yes, I'll say the Twilight Saga, kind of really a good moment in the
Same.
theater for us.
I was late to that game.
Yes.
I saw that when
okay.
I had pneumonia in 8th grade.
The Harry Potter series, seeing those movies first night was magical. And I say that with every pun intended.
Let's not get into Harry Potter right now. But even still,
what
though,
happened?
Yeah,
no,
what's wrong?
Fuck off. So, but even with like with like Harry Potter, when you watched it, like yes, we were all on the same page, but the most you would get was a. You know, at Cats, it was uproarious.
They applauded at the end, whereas we applauded throughout.
I genuinely, like, once you said that, I was like, yeah, I've actually never been in a theater where I've felt outside of, honestly, more so than even certain stage productions where the audience is invited to play along. I don't think I've ever been in an environment truly like that, where it's not actually incentivized or included into part of it. Like, Rocky Horror is its own thing. No, it was an unparalleled experience to be in a theater full of people just losing their shit together.
Opening night, 7 p.m. Like, the people that are like, fuck Star Wars, this is what I'm seeing on December 20th.
Because it came out the same day.
I'm not going to go see Bombshell. I'm not going to stay home and watch The Witcher. I am here for Cats opening
that on
night.
December 20th.
Is anyone seeing Bombshell? Is that
My sibling keeps
seeing
bringing it up, and I'm like, are you saying this ironically, or am I supposed to see it? And they're like, I'm not really sure.
Oh.
I kind of want to see it illegally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to pay for
I want to get
Scratch
AMC
that real
stuff
quick.
so it doesn't feel like I'm paying.
You know what's funny is I actually saw Knives Out and Cats on the same day.
Really?
And like the way that my brain processed
birthday.
those two things were very different because like Knives Out, I remember coming out of it and being like, that is a great
What a
movie.
great
I had a great time. But like my brain is so used to processing good movies that it just is like, and that goes in its right file. But with Cats, it's like it's sticking with me because I'm like, am I traumatized? Am I excited?
Am I aroused?
There's a lot of childhood coming up. What am I repressing? Like Cats, it's pulling these, and it's like it's so not close to reality for me that like my brain just it's not going in the right file, and it just keeps lingering. And I'm going about my day, and then there's another Cat's image and
have a
another
question
cat.
for
It's
you.
intrusive. What?
Do you think there is a right file for this movie, or is it truly singular?
I don't know if I'll ever get used to Cats.
movie
We
musicals.
watched.
I don't
I have
know.
a
this is in a different realm on its own.
I have a VCR.
I don't agree.
Well,
This is what podcasts are for. Though.
Yeah.
You can have different
Discourse.
Let the people debate. let us war about this forever and a day as to how exactly one might categorize Tom Hooper's
I
Cats.
have the VCR. I have a VCR at home, and I have the VHS of Cats. And so after this Cats, I then put it on in the background. And to watch like the stage version after having just seen this, and to see like the 80s stage version.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's good, but it was also like, I see what the movie was trying. Like, my brain does not know how to organize these two things. It does not know how to organize the stage version and the movie
The movie version was, genuinely speaking, like 0 ounce of irony in this statement, a very true to the story retelling of the stage production.
Yeah.
There were differences in choreography. There were differences in aesthetic. There were choices that I absolutely thought should not have been made. But for someone that does not know Cats at all, and they went in, they were like, and they were to ask someone, how much of that did they change? Essentially,
Not
nothing.
much. Yeah.
And it's communicated in a way that would actually make someone that doesn't know Cats be able to go, oh, I think I know what's going on. And honestly, if you saw the movie version and then the stage production would probably make more sense
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
having seen
sure.
the film version. And it would honestly only heighten the stage version. I'm only concerned that since they've released this movie, any stage production that goes on at a regional theater or higher is now going to be
influence.
trying to chase the movie instead of sticking to why the stage
Weird.
version works for itself.
yeah.
So I'm interested in seeing how the movie influences the musical as opposed to how the musical has influenced the movie.
I think that this movie will perhaps have a negative effect on Cats' theatrical ticket sales. And I don't mean that in a dismissive way. I think that this movie is commonly perceived as a disaster.
Perceived.
Nailed
Thank
it.
you. And I don't think it's going to boost ticket sales in the same way that like when Gone Girl comes out, everyone goes home and buys that book. You know, I don't think it's going to have that kind of effect. I think there's going to be a distancing effect where people are going to say, no, we are not like that movie, at least for now, until this movie becomes a cult sensation.
I don't know. I have a feeling that T.S. Eliot's Jellicle Cats and Pollicle Dogs, the short selection of poems, is going to have a sudden spike in sales at your local Barnes & Noble.
Pollicle Dogs, where were they?
Pollicle Dog's Erasure. I mean, they cut the two numbers that generally get cut from
But they
Cats.
put in a verse of Growl Tiger.
They did put in a verse of Growl Tiger's Last Stand, although they made Growl Tiger not a fictional operatic pirate cat, but in fact a very literal British street dock worker cat as portrayed by Ray Winstone,
Oh,
who
I
they
deleted
give
that.
4 bars of music to, and it goes about exactly as well as you might imagine.
They were like, just the first verse. We don't want to waste time on this.
We don't really want to get into the troubling racial politics of the Growl Tiger's Last Stand song.
Sure.
So let's just give him a verse. And also there's a weird Gollum-like Cretan cat who is also on the barge in the middle middle, and they have Judi Dench walk the plank in the Cats movie, which is the greatest joy I will ever know, is when they threaten to make Old Deuteronomy walk the fucking plank.
I think I remember hearing you scream during that part. There were a couple of times being in the same theater as you, but not being in the same section, that you would kind of like lead the audience in the reaction.
Oh, I had multiple people come up to me after this screening and go, I remember you, a moment of silence, and you just screaming.
It was me.
What?
It was me. I came up to you and I was like, there was a very clear moment.
You were one of like 4.
It was dead silent, and all of a sudden I heard specifically your voice.
What? What? It was joyous, and I feel like we're winding down here. I feel like our time with Cats is perhaps coming to a close, which is tragic.
To a clause?
That doesn't even work.
It does. It does.
Yourself.
Boo.
And I'm going to take a second and get kind of sappy here about the production of this show, PodCATS. Where for a long time in New York, I've struggled to find my place and my people and really like find a place that I had sunk into. I almost had it with a show called BYOT, but that show is no longer. And I have never, since the announcement of this show, been greeted with this many people wanting to be a part of something that I was creating, wanting to be a part of this experience, wanting to lend their talent and their time to something that I was working on. And every time someone would send me a new piece of Cats news or a new piece of tweet, people, I was at a holiday party the week before this movie came out, and everyone came up to me and was wanting to talk about Cats. And I think there was this groundswell that happened between myself and Matt Rains' true commitment to this movie, that I got 25 people to go see a movie together. Like, we got to share this together. When was the last time you've been able to
on Friday during the holidays?
Yes, like
they said right fuck before, Star Wars.
Exactly. Like, we got this many people to come together and see a communal experience together. I cannot tell you the last time I've been a part of anything quite like this. And I've gotten to talk to some of my best friends in the world about Cats on this show. I've gotten to talk to people that I wish that I knew better. I got to talk to completely new people that I would not have had the occasion to invite on the show and get to know otherwise. And that has really meant a lot to me, to be honestly too earnest here at the end of a show called PodCATS. But I'm really grateful for everyone that came along, that there are a few hundred listeners that came along with me, and this has genuinely been one of the most fulfilling and exciting and interesting creative experiences of my entire life. And I want to thank everyone that has listened or been a part of it. I want to thank the Brooklyn Podcasting Studio for hosting us for this big roundtable that would not have been possible otherwise. Everyone look it up. It's pretty reasonable for the accommodations.
It's so gorgeous.
And it's really nice and cozy, and it breeds this great atmosphere. And I am endlessly grateful. Thank you, AMC Theaters, for showing Cats. Thank you, Tom Hooper, for making it. Thank you, Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Had no choice.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say that, and now we can go around. You all can plug your stuff, say your last piece on Cats, and thank you for joining me here today. Kat, we can start with you.
Sure. Yeah, my Cats journey started when I was like 5, and I was high on Benadryl, and I watched Cats, and ever since then I haven't been able to process it. So it really does feel full circle that on my 25th birthday I spent it with you seeing Cats, and it's been a joy and a little bit stressful to try to analyze Cats because I don't think I'll ever achieve it, but thank you for listening this far if you have, and supporting Kevin, my dear friend. I'm Kat Scott, and my Instagram is at kat.scott94, I think.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I know your Instagram very well. Yes. I guess that brings it to me. I am Jacen Ziev. I go by Jace. I use they, them pronouns.
I do
Don't
as
get
well.
it twisted. Yes, Kat also uses they, them pronouns. I feel very honored to be a part of this as well. It's so twisted and it seems so like, I don't know, almost sarcastic, but it really isn't. Like, this has been an incredible like group of people to get to talk to you about this stuff. My Cats journey started when I was in a highly illegal production of Cats in 4th grade. And no rights were purchased, but
Police?
excuse me, police, I have something to report from 13, 14 years ago. But yeah, I just have always had a very strange relationship with cats because then I had a theater teacher one time that said they very strongly believe if you were a part of Cats or saw Cats before you were 12, you love it. And if you saw it for the first time or were in it after that, you hate it.
Wow.
And it's stuck with me. I don't know if it's true, but I like to think of it as true. And then I went through my theatrical life and ended up doing a production of it with the original Broadway choreography with this really fantastic choreographer and these great people. And in it, I met the music director of the show at that season, who is now the music arranger of my show that is currently being produced in its early stages, called My Own Worst Enemy. So keep your eyes out for that, especially if you are into queers, activism, and 2000s pop punk. So,
Okay, I'm hooked.
Yeah, right. Sweet. Cool. Good to know. But yeah, thank you, Kevin, for this fantastic opportunity and fun times, good laughs, and just good old-fashioned nice discourse.
For once, the discourse is good.
Yeah, right? Even though the movie
Low
is...
stakes. Low stakes here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do want to close, actually. Let us know your own thoughts. Was Cats the movie a catastrophe or going to get a Academy Award? I'm done.
Oh, God.
Log off for it.
Yeah, I apologize
Delete your
for that.
account.
I just needed to. I was sitting on it since the beginning.
Okay.
I'm Andrew Fafoutakis. You can follow me on the socials at the number 2, FAFOU. That's 2 Fafu. Yeah, I want to thank Kevin for giving me an outlet to discuss this roller coaster ride of a movie. I didn't think I'd be able to find like-minded people that were this excited and bewildered about this film. I don't really have much of a Cat's journey. I came to it late in life, so I do hate it. But it's such a permeation of pop culture that you have to know Cats. Mm-hmm. And to know Cats is to love Cats. So me and a friend have a very inside joke that we share with each other. We're just two old ladies, and we start off back and forth, and we started as, oh, what, you haven't seen Cats? Oh my God, let me tell you how Cats goes. So it's a show about all these cats, and they're all very, very happy. So they sing and they dance and they sing and they dance. But one cat is very, very sad. So they put her on a tire and blast her through the roof. Yeah. No. And I...
Basically right.
I'm hooked.
I couldn't listen to any of the podcasts. That's it.
Hey, Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So your new entry.
That's just a special joke I share with my friend James, and it couldn't be more true about this movie, this show. And I'd like to think we're all very, very happy cats, and we'll sing and dance, and we'll take that one sad cat that we find and blast them through the roof on a tire.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so powerful. I came to Cats early in life, so I'm a lover, not a fighter. Yeah, I saw Cats was the first musical I ever saw.
Wow.
So yeah, I saw a tour of Cats came through my town, and my mama strapped me. No, my parents are immigrants, but she was like, "Cats, we got to see it." You know what I mean? So we saw Cats, and that was potentially the love of theater for me.
Did you say potentially?
Potentially, honey.
There you go.
I did say that kind of insanely. And I then saw the revival when it came back to Broadway a little bit ago. Thank God. It was so good.
It was good.
The choreography was amazing.
I really love the lights.
And as I grew up as a dancer as well, so Cats kind of speaks to many dancers in that way of, okay, this is a show that, while very stupid, is about us, the dancers, you know?
It's like a rite of passage.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say that to be like, yeah, I'm a dancer, I like Cats, you know, like the musical. Yeah. So, and in many ways, I like Cats, the animal. A lot. I grew up with a cat. One of my side jobs is that I am a professional cat sitter.
Sick.
Brave.
Yeah, super famous on Rover.
You say brave?
On Rover.
Super famous on Rover. Look me up. Absolutely. But on Instagram, Leanne Velednitsky. I actually met Kevin via Twitter. So also Leanne Velednitsky on Twitter. We've never met before this day.
Yeah, this is the introduction. You're welcome.
Tom Hopper kind of brought us together as well.
That's
the
so
cast
wild.
and then this cast of podcasters.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
Worlds
so
colliding.
freaking Cats, my man. Do
So
it up.
everyone,
Take us out, Kevin.
for the last time.
Meow.
Because Jellicoe's on for Jellicoe Cats. Jellicoe Cats. Jellicoe Cats.
Jellicoe's on Jellicoe Cats.
Jellicoe's on for Jellicoe Cats. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. One last thing before you go. Patreon.com/TV's Kevin, still the best way to support this show. If you want to see other weird mini-series like this, Patreon.com/TV's Kevin is the best place to send your money for as little as $1 a month. You get access to all kinds of stuff. You support these shows, and you get weekly podcasts that you can't get anywhere else. Check out the other shows in the network, the Puff and Publishing Podcast, Improv and Sketch Comedy, and Jan, the Jive Action Nerds, where we played crazy tabletop RPG. Subscribe, tvskevin.substack.com if you want access to all of the fiction that I'm putting out, including the Cola Wars short stories. And stay tuned, because I have a special treat. Lots of past guests and people that I wish were past guests are going to leave their little Cats reviews at the end of this episode. I know you've been here for 2 hours. Just hang out for a little while. One last thing. Again, thanks for joining me.
Hi there. My name is Matt Rain, and this is my official review for the motion picture event that is Cats. Now, before I continue, I want to warn you all that I am currently dealing with a bit of a cold, so my voice might not be the best. However, voice or no voice, I can confidently and easily tell you that Cats isn't just the film of the year, isn't just the film of the decade, but it's the film that arguably big budget filmmaking has been leading to. For years, it feels like technology has always advanced a little bit, so we've gotten different types of movie experiences, whether it was for franchises like Transformers, Star Wars, or even The Lion King from earlier this year. One of the worst movies of the year, by the way, The Lion King, just saying. But all of that technology, all of that build to like, what can we really do with this? And I'm not talking about like just making photorealistic characters or adding cool things to whatever new sci-fi movie is coming out. No, I am telling you that all of that technology was invented, whether purposely or inadvertently, it was created specifically so that one day we could get the motion picture event of our lifetime, Cats. Cats is a film that I truly believe needs to be required viewing. And I know it's gotten a lot of backlash ever since the trailer first came out, but the moment I first saw the first teaser trailer for this movie 6 months ago, something inside me awakened. And it wasn't the Force. It was a desire, a true desire to see something that I've never seen before. And I can confidently tell you that Cats is a film you have never seen before. It does not matter if you've seen the musical or if you know the musical. Nothing will prepare you for the movie that is Cats. It was the movie theater experience of the year. See this movie with as many people as humanly possible. And I think the reaction has been overwhelmingly negative. But I think that's because most people are stupid. I truly believe that if you go to this movie and this movie doesn't open your mind to just even questioning what reality is anymore, then you're hopeless. Then go watch whatever, I don't know, Star Wars or Godzilla versus Kong, whatever's coming out, because I am telling you, this film exists. It's like this film came from another world. That's what this movie is. It's a film that came from another world, and none of us know how to understand it. Even I don't fully understand it. But I can tell you that no movie has made me audibly gasp, clap, and react. And when I left the movie thinking, despite having all these emotional reactions, I left the movie thinking, what I just saw is something that I cannot comprehend and is far beyond what human minds can achieve or envision. So having said that, Cats might be the defining film for all mankind. I truly believe this. And one day, everyone will believe this. Also, my favorite part was the Mr. Mistopheles song because I thought it was catchy. Okay, bye.
Hello, it's 11:03 p.m. on Friday, December 20th. I'm in my apartment. I've just washed the makeup off of my face, but unfortunately, I can't wash the memory of seeing Cats from my mind. I mean, basically, I'm going to come right out and say that I loved it. And having seen 2 productions of Cats, one at the Pantages Theater in Los Angeles and the other kind of a college level, I knew a bit about what I was getting into. And it was just as I had expected, and even a little bit more. I think I want to say that if you're trying to make sense of Cats, I think, you're not going to. And that some things just don't make sense. And we kind of have to let them not make sense because life doesn't make sense. So, Jason Derulo was a standout, obviously. All the celebrity cameos were pretty, on point, I'm going to say. Jennifer Hudson singing Memory, that's something that exists now, and we're very lucky. And we're lucky that Cats exists because I would definitely watch that again. It was, I had an amazing experience in the theater with, a bunch of friends just yelling and hooting and hollering. But all in all, I think that the movie kept the integrity of the musical. The musical is dancing is such a big part of it, and the dancing in the movie was spectac. Andy Blankenbuehler, and I'm pretty sure they did the whole soundtrack, or the whole score. That Taylor Swift song, not as bad as I would expect. It didn't distract. So. And, a lot of, actors I've never seen before, probably British. We'll be looking them up on IMDb. It's like, what else were you expecting it to be? What else? I think every choice they made was, I don't even know if it was the right choice, but it was a choice. Choices were made so hard. And I feel like there's so many movies, no choices are made. It's trying to, say something about the human condition, blah, blah, blah. Let Cats just be Cats. And with that, I say goodbye and thank you.
I am Brian Lanigan, and I want to lead with, I enjoyed the hell out of Cats, the movie. And I want to make sure that everyone understands that this is not because of some ruckus crowd that I sat in the theater with and there was this buzzing energy, because I am currently in my small hometown of Warrenton, Missouri, and I went and saw Cats on opening night, and I was the only person in that screening room. It was silent besides myself, which allowed me to stretch out my legs across 2 chairs and enjoy a comfortable seating. And I don't know if it's probably an inferior experience, but it gives me a more objective look on the movie, which is something that I was very excited for, having just recently got into Cats and a little bit more of musical theater altogether. But I was impressed with the movie. I think that the updates that they made were largely beneficial, with the glaring negatives of Rebel Wilson's Jenny Anydots and James Corden's Bustopher Jones being profoundly obnoxious and detracting from the rest of the show. Honestly, would have loved to have just not seen them at all, but that isn't an end-all be-all. It's just, it makes it a 4-star out of 5 as opposed to a 5-star out of 5. I was impressed with a lot of things if you omit those 2 individuals. I was impressed with the music, the dance, the dialogue added a lot more clarity to the plot. Taylor Swift was like weirdly effective. I don't know if that is a knock on Taylor Swift, despite the fact that I enjoy her music. I wasn't expecting her to have a presence as she did on the screen. I thought Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser was the best version of that song to date. Most of the music was the best version of those songs to date. Francesca Howard just impressed me across the board. I wasn't sure how they were going to deal with a ballet dancer in this Cats movie, but they allowed her to do ballet, and she had a great singing voice, and she really held her own, if not gave the best performance in the movie. And overall, I think that, I mean, it has its problems, but it was just an enjoyable experience for someone who's interested in Cats. And I tweeted this. It was the first line of this long thread I made because I'm a crazy person. But my first tweet in a thread was that if you're excited to see Cats, you'll love this movie. And if you aren't, then you won't. And I think that's just true for Cats across the board, because Cats is an experience. It's not a standalone product. If you want to go see Cats, then you want to go see Cats. And this is the most Cats that Cats can be. And I think that's really all that I have on it. So, Cats is good, y'all. And 4 out of 5 stars. Hello? Check. Speeding. Rolling. Okay. Hello. All right, so, Matt Campbell, we have left the screening of Cats on opening night, but 1 minute ago, and I need you on the record. I need your voice on the record.
Yeah. Okay. First off, the music was good.
The music was good.
Cats to me felt like I was. Cats to me. Sorry, we have some fans. Cats to me felt like I was watching somebody else's nightmare, and I have to say, Dr. Dolittle said it best. Don't be scared. If you go in with an open mind, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. A startling. So that's a 3 out of 5 from you.
I'd say so. Okay, I liked some songs more than others. I'd say. Okay, my favorite above everything else was Magical Mr. Mistopheles.
Phenomenal.
That was awesome. I'm not going to give anything away for anybody like me who hasn't seen anything Cats related in their entire life until just now. Rum Tum Tugger
He's a curious cat.
Yeah. Super horny.
Just a fucking horny with his harem of cats down on the floor.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
That was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah. I liked my favorite Rum Tum Tugger moment though was when James Corden, who wasn't a cat, he was a real person in this film, fell into a trash can, and Rum Tum Tugger is at the bottom of the trash can with 2 other cats.
Yeah.
Assuming they were
sharing a big bottle of champagne.
Yeah. James
Do not
Corden
forget.
grabbed with his human hands and drank all of it. That was another thing that really bugged me.
They had human hands and feet.
Human hands the whole time.
Right. But they're still doing like paw shit. It's deeply like you can just clap. You don't need to do this mewling cat thing to applaud.
Yeah.
It was exceptional.
Yeah. Oh my god. Rum Tum Tugger, what else did I like? The glamour cat, I don't remember.
Jenny Anydots, played by Rebel Wilson? Or are you talking about Grisabella the glamour cat?
Grisabella the
played by
glamour
Jennifer
cat.
Hudson.
Ostracized by other cats for going with McCavity. Well, I don't want to give anything away, but a lot of other cats go with McCavity, not by choice.
Bomb Ballerina, not so ostracized.
Yeah. Is that, yeah.
That was Taylor Swift.
Right, okay, yeah. Oh, I did like, what was it? Mango, Tango, and Rumple Teaser.
Close enough.
Yeah. They were
Mango,
fun.
Tango.
Yeah, they were fun, and that's about it. The movie plot's thin, but it's there.
Yeah.
But every time anybody said Jellicle Cat, they had to say it like 2 or 3 times, like they were just coming up with it and trying to...
Like they were in an improv scene and they remember to call back.
Yeah.
This thing.
It's Jellicle Cat. Jellicle Cat, yeah. I thought that was fucking
fucked up.
It's like Jellicle Cat.
All right.
Jellicle Cat. We got it.
Thank you for your kind words, your generous reviews, and your film expertise.
Of course. Thank you for getting me on. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person for the finale.
That's okay. Now you are.
Yeah.
You'll open up the episode, baby.
I'm a time traveler.
All right. Kevin and the PodCATS family. I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible, but I've got a lot to get through here, so who knows. First off, I was going to do a bit with this review, but then I saw the movie and I realized that I'm not clever enough to come up with a bit that is better than that can match this movie. So it's the holiday season right now, and the holidays enough by themselves are like a big strain on a person's wallet. But also, my wife and I are taking a trip. We're leaving the country the day after Christmas. And also, we are moving to a new state. So, money is super tight right now. And with money being tight, you have to make decisions financially. You just have to make different financial decisions. And unfortunately, there's just been a ton of movies that have been dumped on us in the last couple months that I want to see, but because of finances and time and everything else, like I gotta be choosy. So the plan was, to see the new Star Wars, because the new Star Wars would ultimately provide the most bang for my buck. I would be seeing the new movie. Plus, I'd be able to enjoy the half in the bag review that came out of the new Star Wars movie. I'd be able to enjoy the inevitable Plinkett review of the new Star Wars movie. It just seemed like financially the best option for me. But Disney is an evil corporation, and I don't want to support Disney, and I don't want to support Star Wars. I used to work at Disney. I can't say that I've given my blood, sweat, and tears to that company, but I burnt my arm on a grill at that company when I was working for them. So I gave like skin cells, sweat, and tears for that company. Plus, who knows how much money from other, Disney things I've seen. So, I didn't want to support that, and I didn't want there to be more of that. So what I did was I went to the theater, and I bought a ticket to Cats, but I went and watched Star Wars. That way I could see the new Star Wars movie, but my money was going towards something that wasn't Star Wars. Caveat, side note thing here. Folks, support the art that you love, support the artists that you love. If somebody makes something that you enjoy, support it, and if you can support it with your dollars. However, stealing from Disney, stealing from Lucasfilm, and stealing from AMC theaters is a victimless crime. If there was a movie that I wanted to see that was I'm going to pay money to see Little Women, okay? So anyway, I went and watched Star Wars. I'm not going to review that because we don't need more Star Wars hot takes on the internet. And ultimately, what I was going to do was I was going to review the experience of sneaking into a movie. And, it was pretty uneventful. No one really cares. No one pays attention. I made it in and watched the movie without any incident. None of the theaters were marked with what screenings they were showing. They were marked with what movies they were showing, but not what times those movies were starting. And so, I was going to see the 10 o'clock Star Wars, and I ended up seeing the 10:30 Star Wars, and I didn't realize the 10:30 Star Wars was a 3D one. So, whenever I got the thing that said, please put on your 3D glasses, I had to run outside the theater real quick, run outside the auditorium, find a pair of 3D glasses. Luckily, some careless AMC employee just left a tote of glasses, fresh, clean, not used glasses outside the auditorium. So I snatched those up and went back in, watched the movie. I won't give any thoughts on Star Wars, but I left Star Wars and I looked at my my Flickster app that shows what's showing where, and I saw that Cats was showing at 1:10 and it was currently 1:09. And I thought, you know what? I've already paid to see Cats. Let's just go ahead and see Cats. So I went into another auditorium and I sat down and I watched Cats. So I ripped off Disney and I got to see the movie I wanted to see of the two. So that was pretty cool. With all that said, here is my review of Cats. So years ago, I saw The Witch, not The Witcher, but I saw The Witch, the Vavitch, the Robert Eggers or Dave Eggers. His last name is Eggers. I saw his movie, The Vavitch, and the day after I saw The Witch, I realized that my forearms were killing me, were just aching, and I didn't know what was going on. And I was so confused because maybe my forearms were sore because I was working at a furniture store at that time and I moved a lot of furniture and I was used to being sore and twerking things and hurting things accidentally. But I saw The Witch on a day off from the furniture store and I'm like, what caused this? And I realized after lots of thought and lots of thinking that the entire time I was watching The Witch, I was so nervous and anxious and tense. I was squeezing my hands and just flexing for the entire movie. And the reason my forearms were sore was just because I had flexed and tightened my arms for an hour and a half long. Tomorrow, I'm going to have the exact same experience, the soreness of the muscles from Cats, but instead of in my forearms, it's going to be in my eyebrows. I spent a lot of that movie just furrowing and just trying to make sense of what I was seeing. Apart from that, it was a fun time. It was way more interesting than Star Wars. I enjoyed it more than Star Wars. It was a fun little puzzle that I don't think I ever quite figured out, but it was fun to do. The few things I have to say about it, Ian McKellen was great. His little song and dance, it wasn't a dance, but his little number was great. I thought it was really clever how or really not clever, but really interesting how they used bad fake lightning in the background, and that was more compelling than any other musical number in this multi-billion-dollar movie with tons and tons and tons of VFX work. At one point, James Corden chastises another cat because they rhymed tames with aims, and it's you don't get to do that because the first song in this movie rhymed cats with cats with cats with cats. You don't get to shit on someone's tames and aims rhyme. And the other thing I had to say was that during the last song of the movie, which they just they treat Mandel's Messiah or Handel's Messiah or something. Not Mandel. Mandel is an obsessive compulsive disorder afflicted comedian who hosts Deal or No Deal. Handel's the Messiah. They treat that last song like that. But at one point, Judi Dench in that song, Dame Judi Dench, excuse me, says and now you understand. And I'm no, I don't. I don't understand. Don't put that in me. I don't understand this. But I mean, it was a fine time. There's a few. The Railway Cat number was fun. I dug the Ian McKellen part. Got some confused movement going on in my pants during the Rebel Wilson stuff. But it was a fine time. Kevin, I've driven you to the hospital, and I kept going with Doom to You long past I felt like I had the stamina or energy for it. That being said, I think seeing Cats was the hardest thing I've ever had to do as your friend. But I still had a good time doing it. I guess just this is just ultimately just kind of how I feel regarding my experience with the movie and regarding Cats in general. It's just skee ball. Just going to the wharf or going to a bowling alley or a skating rink and playing skee ball. Ultimately, you want to aim for that 500-point ring. That gets you the most tickets. That gets you the most points. But it's the hardest ring to get to. And I think Tom Hooper, majority of the time he bowled his skee ball, I think he got it in that 500-point ring. But ultimately, I'm in that bigger ring around all the rings that if you get a skee ball in there, it's worth 10 points. And by his getting those 500 point rings with his skee balls, he was missing me completely. But I'm worth 10 points, so it's fine, I guess. Obviously, he hit those 500-point rings really well because he got you and he got the 27 or so people that you went and saw Cats with. He got people that I respect, Demi Adejuyigbe and the 27 or so folks that he took to the theater to see Cats. But, I'm in that bigger ring that's worth less points, as a lower point value, and he didn't get me. I don't know, I've seen a lot of things saying that, this will be the big cult movie, and that, lots of folks are going to go out of their way to see this at midnight in the future. I don't think that's going to be me. I don't think I've got a future with Cats beyond this point, but during that game of skee ball, I had a good time. So yeah, that's my review. Thanks for having me on whenever you did, and thanks for letting me send you this. And thanks to all the PodCATS family. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I know you guys have enjoyed this as much as I have. You guys enjoyed it more than I did. So yeah, at Varnio on Instagram. Vernio on YouTube. You guys have fun. Mr. Mistopheles, and all the other stuff. Bye.